I wanted to begin with some in-character conversation or out-of-character conversation about how the current crew and the new player want the new character to stand out from the NPCs. So this is somebody that you've already hired. He was among that batch, and
Didn't divulge his status as a psychic.
didn't divulge that he was a psychic. He may have been missed during the interview process if Zoe got bored. Um, or if you don't think that that is likely, we could always kind of go retroactive back to that little interview process. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to divulge that he's a psychic. That's still something that people don't do just because. Psychics still have a stigma.
Would it have come up during the physical?
No.
Okay.
About the psychological exam, when he didn't flip over the turtle, we knew.
There's a turtle.
There were no turtle questions asked.
There was. It's canon.
It's canon.
Oh, you did ask Nemesis a turtle question.
Yeah, well, it was a tortoise, but same thing, I think.
And now, to be fair, I didn't make that one up myself. Someone wrote it down for me.
Wait. Who asked the turtle question? Was that Jai or Zoe?
I made the joke, and then he said that was what he was doing. So
Yeah, he
Okay.
made it as a joke, and then it's like John's like, no, that's a serious psych evaluation question.
Yeah, that's for sussing out androids. It doesn't do much for telekinetics or psychics in general.
Yeah, psych eval, not psychic eval.
Yeah, we really need to include the psychic eval in the psych eval. But I didn't
that feels like an oversight.
You
Oh,
might
well.
have some difficulty with that. Like I said, people don't typically and openly declare, "Hey, I'm psychic."
Hold still while I drill into your brain. I need to take samples.
Please no.
I mean, I feel like you should probably tell your doctor, because isn't like getting MES drugs like part of their job,
Nope.
Tell your doctor if your MES lasts more than 4 hours.
right? All right, well, I tried. I really did.
So, how? Let's ask you, Nux. How do you think that Charlie can stand out?
I mean, at least from a visual perspective, I'm probably a lot smaller than pretty much everyone else on the crew.
Okay.
Uh,
So maybe that.
So we just trip over you.
I don't think he means that much smaller.
The opposite of sick.
But maybe that begs a question of, okay, so what kind of ship work are you able to do?
If I catch you in my engine room and you're not up to snuff, there are going to be problems.
the only thing that I'd be getting out of an engine room is schematics. There's not much else that I can do there.
Do you like playing cards? You could
Love
join
playing
our crew card group.
Oh yeah.
What do you
It's
play?
Pinochle this month, right?
I thought we were switching to Magic the Gathering.
No, we don't have the money for that.
No, that's a good point.
We can all just play with starter decks.
No, I'm willing to just accept that explanation, even with Zoe here.
We just do not have the money for it. It's too much.
Like I said, you can just play with starter decks. We're not playing it competitively, are we?
No, I think the joke is that Zoe has a lot of money.
I have
I-
a.
And it's
I have a-
still not enough.
It's just not enough. I got into Hearthstone in a bad way, and I just never recovered.
It's
We
the
can always
same
play the
reason. It's the
royalty-free
same reason we're
game.
not allowed to play Warhammer 40K here anymore. Too
Uh,
damn expensive.
And-
I felt personally attacked.
right? There's just stacks of of sprues all over the place.
We could always play some royalty-free Melee the Battling.
Hmm.
I don't.
I think-
How about no?
Can Zoe participate in something that's royalty free?
Probably not.
I still think we should start a socialist revolution on our home planet.
But wouldn't that cause me to not own stuff?
Yes, exactly. Use
Yeah,
the
not
ruling
like
class
that.
would abolish yourself.
No, no.
We'd probably have to guillotine you.
Hard aboard. No, thank you.
Android, back me up here. That's
I
fine.
feel like
right?
you're getting a little bit off topic here. Let's refocus
Anyways,
on
which room is
new
mine?
character.
Okay.
Uh,
What were we talking about again?
How we were
yeah.
gonna do the we were gonna bring the new character in.
Well,
How Nox is
mainly
different
how
than
he's
the-
Nox.
how he stands
Nox.
out.
I remembered his name. Shut up, you guys.
It's just on Discord.
Look, I can barely remember my own name most days. Why do you think I have like 5?
So, one visual outstanding quality is that Charlie is fairly smallish. When you say small, are you talking short? Is he
I'm
almost
talking
childlike?
short, wiry, the real thin. Kind of.
Now, are they short enough we can use them in place of the child laborers? Because that might be useful.
I might be a little bit taller than a child.
Hmm.
Just a little bit.
Do you think that the
Mm.
quality that's what stands out from that is while this could have been just a plain old union miner with an E, not with an O, it doesn't really fit the profile of your standard stocky, well-built ox of a union miner.
So he must have other qualities.
Yes.
Hmm.
Your cook, Ivan, is a foreboding brute of a man.
But what he does in the kitchen, hot damn,
His kitchen work is not foreboding.
right?
Right. Well, you haven't experienced that yet, but that's what he says.
Look, I'm gonna keep building it up until I eventually am disappointed.
I really hope you guys like borscht.
I actually do. I'm not sure if my character does, but sure. Makes your lips pink, though. That could be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've
so
never been a fan of it.
let's go with that. For now, Charlie is Ed brought Nemesis to you, who is also clearly not a union miner.
Mhm.
He must have known that there was some kind of usefulness that she had, or he just said okay when she responded to whatever he put out looking for people.
Every ship needs a computer person.
He
I
what?
think we didn't we tell him that we were looking for a computer person?
I don't remember if he did, but let's go with that.
Yeah, we totally did.
Well, you got one.
You got one.
Yeah.
So there must be some reason that he also included this person who, probably wasn't a union miner, may have been an off-worlder, probably was an off-worlder, and yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, put him as a potential for your ship. And I also decided that despite me asking in the glow of the moment, and everybody else kind of saying, yeah, that'd be cool, I think maybe we'll leave Ed and his daughter on the planet. Unless you guys
Okay.
really want him to come along.
That's fine.
It might be problematic to have a child on board, anyways.
Yeah, that's was my big. I didn't really think that Ed would go for
I
that.
still think we could use her to get to those
Yeah,
those,
again,
those crawl
problematic.
spaces and hard to reach gears and all that stuff.
Yes, you guys are
Yes,
right.
that's what I said.
Jai makes it problematic.
Wow.
No,
No,
it's
no, that's Zoe's department. I'm medical.
the offer was
fair.
kind of tossed out there as a what if he gets in trouble and loses his job.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
we would have totally taken him then, but we're
Yeah,
like,
but he's still fine. You guys haven't caused enough trouble for him unless they look at cameras. But who says they can do that?
I mean, who has cameras these days?
well, I mean, they don't have any camera of us actually stealing the thing because the security system was all fucked up. So, and the guards didn't go out and look at our escape driver. So, I mean,
Probably fine.
the worst what are they gonna give him trouble for driving us places? Like, come on.
Yeah, you guys, you actually did cover him fairly well. And that's why
Just-
he's just going to stay there on SOS because he really does want a full-on education for his daughter.
Yeah, and he's got like a down payment on her dental plan or whatever.
Yeah.
Because we paid him a lot of money.
Just a quick, not
Well,
linked
we have free
question.
healthcare.
What's up, Vision?
How widespread is child slavery in the sector?
It's not very widespread.
Okay.
There's
Yeah, we should be fair.
yeah, there's one planet you could possibly sell her to.
Jesus Christ, you guys.
I can only keep reiterating, problematic.
It's fine.
That's the real name of this shit.
Probably not the worst thing on our whole criminal record.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to become hardcore heroes and like destroy child labor and slavery throughout the sector, then I can point you at a planet to go and start with.
We have
feel-
more important things to do.
That's fair.
Yeah, we'd also be hypocrites seeing how we have that 17-year-old.
Nah, it's
Wait,
not child
doesn't
labor.
the child labor stuff stop at like 11?
Nah,
Look,
nah, well, it depends
I
on
have-
the.
I think it varies. Yeah.
Guys, I have a note from my principal that says I'm allowed to do work, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I think technically they're allowed to work at 14 with permission, at least where I am, and then 16, it's just
Yeah,
you can
that's-
work.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Uh,
sounds about right to me.
And I
For
think I
mine-
did set it at a little bit lower for Union because Union is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they just want to, help the families put food on the table by employing
Exactly.
their children. They're not
Yeah.
terrible.
That's
That
totally
classic
it.
argument.
I mean, yeah, with prices set where they are by the union monopoly, you really need all the help you can get.
16. Look, it's 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and another kid put on the working line.
So we could establish a sector-wide child labor network. So we would help people.
What? Find the child labor they need?
We're providing a vital civic service.
Oh my god.
All right, we're a little bit off track again.
Yeah, we wanted to get down on SOS
All right.
proper.
I don't think we've actually clarified what the how this person stands out other than them being short, which seems like
Oh, there's that too.
Well,
not
and
much
they
of
also,
a standout thing.
They
They
don't look
also
like a
don't
minor
have
is
a-
mainly it.
If
And they
asked
don't have a-
if
they don't
asked
have a
about
generic
special
Russian name.
skills, I would have noted that I've got a knack for getting into and out of places.
that's helpful, or would have been last session. Damn it!
Oh wait, you said
Uh,
hold on. You say he's small. He's smaller than usual too, right?
Yeah, I'm.
Well,
5
yeah,
foot
that covers
3.
what I wanted. Just fitting into small crawl spaces. Perfect.
I
And it's not a child.
I,
am
I
I?
don't see how that's terribly relevant.
What am I, chopped liver? Wait,
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 a second.
are you guys
it's
calling
relevant.
Zoe fat? Oh.
We didn't want to say anything, but you
Whoa.
could use a bit more. As your doctor,
Yeah.
I felt we shouldn't have to say anything at
Even
this
you
point.
can't continue the sentence because you're not a doctor.
We might
Yeah,
be
even
calling
he
Zoe
can
tall.
see it. That should worry you.
as the only one on here with any significant medical training whatsoever, you could use a bit more exercise.
Mm-hmm.
You-
Exercise my
in-
exercise my
instead-
fist into your face.
instead of saying doctor, you should say MTV, medical training whatsoever.
Medical training vocation.
All right. Anyway. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's figure out how we're gonna get down on this planet.
Well, to move forward, you guys are just getting back up to your ship. You're probably not wanting to talk about getting down onto the planet while you're being shuttled by a courtesy shuttle, courtesy of SOS. If you do, then by all means, let's hear what you talk about.
Nah, I can wait.
Okay.
GM.
As you're docking up with your ship and offloading the crew that you've hired, let's see, don't have anybody actually on the ship to give them their quarters, but they're starting off with just offloading the stuff that Zoe bought.
Oh, I should probably add that to the ship's thing. Sorry, talking to myself.
No problem.
Ship's inventory. There we go.
And they are rather eagerly waiting to see where their quarters are.
I'd lead them to the free rooms and show them.
How many can we
Give them a
stuff into
tour.
a single? How many can we stuff into a single room?
I believe you have a regular, like quarters type rooms that can probably put 4 or 8. Haven't exactly decided on that yet.
Fantastic. They can bunk in there.
They were kind of expecting to. With the exception, of course, of Charlie. I'm not trying to say that he was expecting that. The NPCs were kind of expecting that. Is anybody pulling Charlie aside after noting his smaller stature, wiry frame? And we'll make it kind of that Ed slipped in a note that he says he's good at getting into and out of places, and I thought you guys could, maybe use that also. It's a note you didn't see until now.
Yeah, it would have been nice on the heist we just pulled.
It sure would have been. But no, I don't think Jai has a particular reason to do that right now.
Hey,
Charlie.
No. Dex.
Yes. Wow, you forgot my name. Jesus Christ, dude.
No, I was literally looking at your name, and I was like, I don't know, dyslexia, something. I don't know. The 5 tons of stuff. The 5 tons of stuff. That was the dance arts, right?
I believe it was.
Okay. Yeah, because that was the cheese thing.
You say dance arts?
Yeah, it's art of the dances that they do.
Oh, the Tsoo.
While showing the NPCs their rooms, would they behave normal, or would there be any talks?
Yeah, they kind of talk amongst each other.
I'm actually gonna pull Charlie aside. Hey, Charlie.
Yep.
Hey, I got a job for you.
What do you need done?
So there's this. Well, there's this. I dropped my wrench behind the engine panel. Can you get it for me?
Seriously?
It's an expensive wrench.
All
Also,
right,
it's
I guess show me where it is.
Also, its name is Rachel. I want you to talk gently to it when you get it.
That's it. Only MacGyver.
I want to say this is just going to be your career from now on.
unless you show any other talents.
My whole legacy is going to be picking up wrenches.
Look, I only drop them every once in a while. But no, but seriously, here, follow me. And I take him up to the engine room, and I take off panel 3B, and I point to where it is, and I'm like, see, I can't get in there. But you can see it, right? And it's a really nice wrench, and it has like a really nice pink like handle thing. It's like 4 feet long. It's my favorite wrench. Its name is Rage.
It's a 4-foot-long wrench.
Yeah, have you ever tried to break loose a bolt on one of these suckers?
This wrench is almost as big as I am. I don't know if I can carry it out of here.
You
Well-
just need to drag it.
I mean, you said you wanted to be useful. I don't know if I can. Do I have to do
Alright,
everything around
give it a
here?
shot. How'd you even drop it in here?
Well, you see that bolt right there? That's still in the wrench probably. It slipped.
The things we do for a job.
Hey,
Oh dear.
yeah, gear, exactly. It's important to keep track of your gear.
So I'd have to say this is less a case of standing out and more a case of fitting in.
Yeah. So while you're under there, tell me, are you claustrophobic? Any other phobias we need to know about? Any psychological problems?
There's a rough line of questioning for a wrench.
This,
Look,
I mean, this is very interesting, and I feel like you're all very rude to call Jai the creepy one.
look.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel like
just-
this whole thing is not about the wrench.
So when you get in there, you realize that it would have been very easy for Zoe to get in there.
I was gonna. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to ruin your thing here. Yeah, Zoe
Look.
is.
Zoe plays power games. What do you want?
Charlie, meet your employer.
It's about the same as every other employer in this godforsaken star system.
Oh no, I'm special. So do you answer the question? Like,
Which
come
one?
on, bro.
You kind of hit me with a barrage of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm testing your ability to keep up.
Mental acuity.
Yeah. That's what I.
I don't even know what mental acuity means.
Me neither.
Yep.
All right. Anyway,
So I slip in there and I grab the wrench with some difficulty, but whatever. I managed to get it out.
While ignoring Zoe's questions.
The fucking
Poor guy.
no specific fears. Not the biggest fan of giant bugs, but you know.
oh, who is? Am I right? Although
Listen,
Jai might be. He seems like the type.
is that Jai spelled G-U-Y?
Jai.
Oh, okay. God damn. Sorry.
You're good.
Mind repeating some of these questions for me? He kind of hit me too fast at once.
Oh, claustrophobia, general phobias, and then mental dysfunctions.
Are you a messed up individual?
Yeah, I
I
mean
consider
that's
myself pretty normal.
don't ever. Okay, he's a messed up individual. God, what a weirdo. Thinking he's normal.
Is Zoe saying that out loud?
Yeah. Ain't nobody in this sector normal. And if there is, they ought to be caught and shot.
If nobody's normal, doesn't that make all of us normal?
No, this isn't the Incredible 7. Like, come on.
Incredible.
I assume by this point, post Scream, we're at Incredible 7, judging by their release schedule.
Okay.
I just came out.
Is that counting the spin-offs?
No, that's
no?
not counting spin-offs.
Incredibles 3.5. Jafar might need glasses. But no, not claustrophobic.
Okay, all right. And your mental illness is you think you're normal. All right, I can work with this. We're gonna have an interesting. You're gonna have an interesting time here.
Right, a right swell time.
Yep. Just on a unrelated note, apropos of nothing, how do you feel about practical jokes?
As long as they're harmless, they're pretty fine.
Okay, all right, harmless, all right, yep, totally harmless.
Yeah, totally harmless.
I agree.
Gonna-
Okay, well, thanks for getting my wrench.
Yep, here you go.
All right, yeah. So planning session. Are we gonna do it in the planning zone? Did I move my conspiracy wall? I feel like I didn't.
I don't think you moved it yet.
Okay, because I was gonna move it to the closet, but then I don't think I ever did.
Well, you've got more space where it currently is anyway.
Yeah. So when you guys all go into the galley, you see my conspiracy wall.
Wait, was it in the galley? I thought you moved it to the cryogenics chamber.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
you
right.
did.
That's where I moved it. Yeah. Okay, good. I want to hide my conspiracy wall as long as possible.
Wait, your conspiracy? Well, I would have assumed it would have been Walter's.
No.
I'm not the only crazy one here.
All right. Well, it sounds like there's plenty of room in this ship, so Zimus is just gotta find and claim her own room.
It might be more an issue of access controls than anything else.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hack this.
I'd like to discuss with the old crew members the question whether we should keep the doors of the armory closed or not.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like an okay idea.
Well, that way, in case of an emergency, the crew wouldn't be able to arm itself quickly. But on the other hand, we have a lower risk of getting again stasis and robbed or whatsoever.
Well,
So
if only the ex-captain were still with us, she could mind read all of them to make sure they were trustworthy.
okay, so for now I'll keep the key for the armory, and you all too. So
you know what? I actually don't feel particularly safe leaving Walter with the key to the armory.
I think we should all carry a copy of the key.
Did y'all ever restore the armory?
It has some guns in it.
Yeah.
It has guns that are archaic in our real world modern day in it.
Yeah, if you want to shoot a blunderbuss, we got you covered.
Well,
So-
technically not that archaic, but it's not really much better.
Look, it's good for boarding actions. You just fill it with knives and forks and spoons. Shoot it at them.
And Jai, I think you should also control your security measures at the medical bay.
I have been locking the door. Do you want me to start booby trapping everything?
No. Just make sure that you have keys to every lock there and that you keep them closed if not needed.
Okay, I'll be sure to do that then.
Have you seen the
Alright.
movie Entrapment? I want a laser web.
Nope.
Okay.
And that's another thing that I didn't edit is the armory fitting for when you guys actually got those weapons and put them in there. And I'm just gonna assume that you've fixed the locking panels by now.
Yeah. I want to have a quick discussion. Do I? No, I just tell people not to go near the stuck door. It's dangerous. I tell them it's dangerous, not to play with it.
Okay, I'll shrug. I don't care.
Shall we order some of them to open the closed doors, the Tsoo doors that we weren't able to open by now? Or shall we do it by ourselves because we don't trust them?
Well, the one did participate in a crime with us. I suppose we
I
might
mean,
as
that
well
earns you
let
some
them do
trust.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was more for the NPCs. I just don't want them messing with it.
Hmm.
So, Ivan, cook us up something good.
Oh yeah, we need that post heist banquet, right?
Mm-hmm.
What sort of supplies do I have to cook with here?
And while all of them are frolicking, the android in good android fashion brings online the other android.
Worrying.
Are you allowed to do that? Is that allowed?
um,
Order me not to.
You're not
Do
allowed
you have to? Do you even have to obey our orders?
Yeah, I mean, you haven't so far.
Well, no. They've technically listened to me when I've told them to restrain Walter.
Yeah, but they could have just been doing that of their own free will.
I mean, that's certainly true.
Oh, what's free will?
Yeah, good question.
That like this is Moontrap.
So once again, who was the owner of the new Android?
Me.
Cool.
Did I end up
Hey
giving it a name?
Zoe!
You
I feel
still
like I
need to open your box, don't you?
Yeah. I would have done that on the trip up probably,
oh, okay.
unless
Yeah,
it's
that was
gonna
some question
blow.
whether you would or not.
Yeah, unless that's like unless we have to go back and find out what happens after the ship blows up because there's a bomb in the box. Loot boxes are very scary.
I still don't know what these are about.
I'm sorry, you only got a duplicate skin and a crummy decal.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
So,
By the way, talking about scans, could we maybe make a scan whether there's a landing possibility
What's the
somewhere?
point?
I mean, since we can't really return back to the city, maybe there's some sort of lost and forgotten that we could use to try to get in contact with the Tsoos.
No, there's actually a good point there. Nemesis, you had some experience scanning, didn't you?
Yeah, I totally did it all the time in Delta Rain.
You know what? I'll just assume that counts as experience. Scan down for any signs of Sioux activity and see if there are any landing spaces near large congregations of them that aren't the main settlement.
Would I have any indication, any idea what to look for?
Their energy being so large, energy fluctuations. I think.
Works for me, I suppose. How do those work? Let's take a programming check.
so hold off on that. We're gonna
Okay.
kind of reorganize a little bit here. Let's
Well, that can
retcon.
be part. I was gonna say that could also be part of our plan, if you will. Wink, wink. Planner.
Did you actually get planner?
It
I did
probably
take
could.
planner.
So that might even be something that you spend some time planning out for your excursion. Back in the shuttle, when Zoe was opening her loot box, same as the other one, once she actually applied genetic ID to what appears to be the only receptor for it, it pops open, and surprisingly, she sees a credit cube.
Okay. Uh-huh.
This one is a
Go
little bit
on.
unusual in that its faces have a what looks like a holographic projection of a picture. Most of them are plain. Some of them have company logos on one side. This one has this picture as you look into it. It's one of those you can look in and see it. This picture on all 6 sides of the cube.
Okay.
It is a picture of a young girl with a happy looking couple. It also has a date on it. In the
Okay.
right hand corner of the picture, it is dated 32/39, August 14th.
Okay. Are they doing anything, or are they just generally being happy?
It looks like it was one of those, it's a school picture or a professional picture sitting in front of a background. There's a photographer telling
Portrait.
you to smile.
Family portrait.
Gotcha. Put your hand on your
Portrait.
fist, tilt your head 2 degrees to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Glamour shots. All right.
Yep. The young girl has red hair.
This could be anybody.
um, there's also a small little ID tag kind of thing that is labeled All Access Pass, Parkin City,
Oh.
Zoe LaRue.
All access pass parking. Oh God! Did I just get the city key for the place we're just leaving? Oh God damn it! Son of a bitch. Yep. That tracks. Thanks, Dad. Oh God.
Well, at least you have a cube.
Yep.
There are 30,000 credits on it.
Woohoo! I was thinking about this the other day. I'm gonna be telling people about how I'm self-made, and then I'm gonna have to back that up with, after a small loan from my parents of $1 million.
You mean like most self-made?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh dear.
Oh God, that's amazing. Cool. All right, so picture of the family, maybe, and 30 credits and a city key for this place.
The city we just basically robbed and had to flee.
Yeah, and I'm never going back to ever again.
The man in the picture does look like a much younger version of the Cassian LaRue that you've seen here and there in news.
Yeah. Okay. And does the mom look like anybody familiar?
She looks like she could be the mother of the child in the picture.
Is it the captain?
It's not the captain.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Are you disappointed by this?
No, I just, it was my first thought, and it sort of bums me out that I'm wrong. But, you do what you can. And what was it called? An all access pass?
Yeah, I listed it for joking purposes when I put it in my notes as a multipass. Multipass.
Okay. A multi-pass for God, what the hell's the name of the city?
Culture.
City.
Culture, that's right.
Oh, culture.
And yes, it is also the capital city.
Oh, that's amazing. It's never gonna get old. It's never gonna get old.
I thought you'd appreciate the irony there.
Man,
How many days did you spend trying to get into the residential section?
like 2.5.
So the entire time that it was taken for this memory of a loot box with a multi-pass to come to brain?
Yeah, pretty much. So I have a follow-up question about the box.
Mhm.
Does it relock?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So I now have a box that only opens to my genetic ID.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's not indestructible.
Yeah. It's just I want something that I would know if somebody got into.
Yeah, this would definitely work for that.
Okay, cool.
And now you're keeping secrets.
Well, did you at least recoup your losses from, I guess, having the hotel for several days?
Nope. You
I
guys
can't
are
remember how much we actually paid for that.
expensive AF.
God, it costs more than 30,000 credits?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
For the full culture experience.
Wow, I'm sad I missed out on that.
Right?
No,
I
you
hope
didn't
you
really
ate as
miss much.
I hope you ate as much steak and drank as much wine as you want, because from here on out, you guys are gonna be on meal shit.
It's fine. I'm sure Ivan can work with it.
Oh god, amazing.
Yes, the Peerless Culture Experience is 900 credits a day per person.
Per person.
Oh my god.
Unless you're an android.
Yeah. Then it was like what, 20?
It's 50.
No, hold on. We said per person.
Well, okay, fair enough.
We'll just wait till you find out that there is a two-tier class society on the ship, because we only have that 1 month of real food for 5 people.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's fine. We can always put people back in to
No, we
cryogenic
can't.
storage.
We can't. They can't go into the conspiracy room.
We can always put the people who have seen the conspiracy room back into cryogenic storage.
That's fair. Yeah. Oh jeez.
All right, let's talk about Nemesis wanting to plan out an excursion to the surface. You do have access to a new and outstanding crew member with sneaky type traits. Not entirely certain how that helps with an excursion to the surface, but
Well, I think so we only have the one ceramic suit, so I guess we really only have one person that's gonna be going down initially. So we need to figure out who that's going to be and how they're gonna drop down there.
well,
How
you
we're
also
gonna- I
have
guess determine the
Dylan Ray.
location, determine how.
We should inform them that our ship is capable of atmospheric landings.
Oh right. And does
Yes.
it have any issues with the heat?
It will.
Yes.
I don't know. We were drifting pretty close to a sun there for a while.
But they're still in a vacuum of space,
Ye-
mostly.
Yeah, you were
Well,
drifting pretty close to a sun by
and
like
it was
hundreds of
fucking us
thousands of
up.
kilometers.
That's still pretty close to a sun.
Yeah, not within 10 kilometers.
But this isn't a sun specifically. This is a planet.
This
That
is
just happened.
a horrible burning planet.
Yeah, but it's not able to melt the rock, so it's not a full
good point.
lava planet.
Does it not melt the blocks in some
not
places?
That hot.
Oh, I believe it does melt the rock. There should be pools of lava. It melts steel.
So dry, you believe this crazy person and wanted to test it out. So
I'm not convinced. I don't think Tsoos are capable of melting steel beams.
No, I meant that you should use the suit to do your tests or whatsoever.
What tests?
Well, we were deciding who's going to use the suit that we we have stolen to ask Tsoo whatsoever on do experiments. So weren't you the one who wanted to try it
Yeah,
out?
I said I was willing to go down with it.
I'm gonna stay on the ship because if something on the ship breaks, that's where you're gonna want me.
I think most of us are gonna have to stay on the ship.
Well, yeah, but somebody's got to take the lighter down with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep an eye on
Unless-
the new crew.
I
mean,
suppo-
can you do it? Can you do a Halo? Or high altitude,
actually,
low orbit
if
with
we're
the
gonna
ceramic
take
suit.
if we're gonna take the lighter down, I guess I should be on the lighter.
How's the lighter? How do you think the lighter will hold up on the
I mean,
planet?
the lighter can go into the atmosphere. We had to take it down anyway.
Yeah, but I'm assuming it'll have to come right back up. I don't imagine it can stay. It can stay down there for a sustained duration.
Actually, DM point, you've used their courtesy shuttles each time you've gone up and down from the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to send our lighter down for cargo, didn't we?
Nope.
No. We
They
used
brought
the
that up.
courtesy shuttle.
Their shuttle had the room for the cargo.
Maybe I missed it.
Ultimately, it wasn't that much cargo. The cargo lighter is for holding a whole container that can carry 200 tons.
All right.
We didn't have that much.
Well, let's see. Zoe, you're a mechanical expert. Could you perform an assessment on the cargo lighter and see whether it can hold up under the Tsoo conditions?
The suicide. The
Yeah, sure.
suicide mission.
Yeah, let's not forget that pun.
I'm just going to stare at you quietly until you go check.
Actually, wouldn't suicide in this context mean that we're going on a mission to kill the Tsoo?
Look, let's not get into semantics here. The important thing is that I'm right.
Semantics.
Thank you. Yeah, I go and check it out.
What's the plan?
Okay. So I've got.
Assuming. Sorry, that one got me.
No, I missed it. I didn't hear it.
He said, assuming.
Yeah, assuming.
The plan. Yeah. It was very subtle. It was good. I liked it.
All right, so I've got Zoe checking cargo lighter. Is anybody else doing anything specific here?
I mean, I'll still be doing
I just wanted to say really quickly. I really like playing this game with you guys. I find it really soothing.
Wow.
I don't know if I could keep this up, y'all.
Just
Might be
keep it
too
together.
much. This is too much, man.
Oh god.
All right.
I'll be. I guess I'll be staying on the Raza and those scans.
No, I'm going to examine the suit and see if I can get used to walking around in that thing. Make sure it's functional.
Okay.
Should we maybe move the ship, like so it's not just in orbit? Like maybe hide it behind the moon or something.
Was there a moon?
There is a moon.
No.
But it's no moon. It's another.
Well, I think the cargo lighter will have to be launched from orbit.
Yeah. Like we can come back. Just don't want to hang out here, right above their planet, being hell obvious.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they won't get too upset if we hang out here for a little while. It takes a while to prep things for trips.
Yeah. Look, they have guns and we don't, so maybe out of line of sight would be a good place to be.
Either way.
I mean, are they pursuing us into space, or so far as we tell, they weren't really pursuing us, right?
I think it might. I think it might look weirder if we come back, though.
Alright, it's fine. Just a thought.
Either way, I'm good with whatever.
So are you? Excuse me. Are you guys moving the ship?
Sounds like that's a negatory,
Okay.
Ghost Rider.
All right. So other activities I've got Zoe checking the cargo lighter, see if how it will hold up to the heat. Jai is examining the suit. Um, I think you said earlier that you want Nemesis to scan the planet for something.
Yeah.
Did we ever like take control back of the ship? Like, is it still under the second in command's passcode or whatever? Like,
Um,
should we just ignore that for now? Like, I don't.
we can just ignore that for now. I have left in my little session, not session stuff, GMing stuff, that ships can just be left unlocked.
Mhm.
And
Can we just say that we locked it back up somehow under somebody's control?
Y'all need me to hack it?
Because I'm not real thrilled about anybody can do anything.
I mean, what was your
it
campaign
would be
guide?
any bridge crew can do anything, not just anybody can do anything.
Okay, that's fine then.
Because you can still control access to the bridge, which is where you've actually got the full control panels.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we'll get into the captaining and stuff later on. I want to let you guys develop what you're going to do and let Nemesis put that into a planning session.
So I guess we need to just figure out one thing that each person's gonna be doing for this. Or
You
who
can.
has it?
It's certainly not a GM requirement, but I do want to know what everyone is doing for the next however long it takes for your excursion to be planned.
Do the ceramic plates that we stole, like, did we get enough of them that I could maybe put some on the cargo lighter? Or did we? Is that
That's something
not
that
possible at all?
will that you'll discover when you try and check the cargo lighter.
Okay.
Is Walter doing anything for? This sounds like this is going to take the crew that are engaged at least a few hours. So is Walter doing anything for the next few hours?
I'm only talking to the new crew and trying to get along with them.
Okay.
But Nemesis doesn't understand you.
How about Android?
Well, Android was powering up the other Android.
That's right, you did say that.
No one stopped the android from starting the Android evolution.
Oh god, you better not mess with the settings. I got that one very specifically.
Nobody can mess with the settings except you.
Oh, okay, good.
All right. That is 5. Nox, what do you think Charlie is doing? Seems like the primary crew has kind of set themselves to a task. You're more than welcome to, run up, buzz, and interrupt any of them, or think of something else that Charlie would do.
If I have the opportunity to slip away from the crew, I'm just gonna kind of tour the little ship, see what we have, like just to see what the layout of the place is.
Okay.
Little.
Well, let's start with that because that is a quick and easy, and also helps to introduce you to the game. So the Raza, currently named the Leith, is actually quite a large ship. It's larger than Ed had led anyone on to believe. The ship is classed as a cruiser, and from bow to stern, I think. The available space for crew is about 120 meters. That includes the end of the cargo ramp.
Okay.
It's a little bit. It's not quite as wide as that. It's only 30 meters wide of usable space, but the ship is much wider than that in total. There is some extra width for the engine access, but that's not really included in any of my maps.
Okay.
There
Do we
are
have
a number of.
a map kind of available?
I'm sorry.
Do we have a map available? I know that the ship is supposed to be this one in the bottom right over here, but
The best map I can really provide right now is another copyrighted image from the same show.
okay.
Let me make sure I've got the right one here. Nope, that's not it.
Got big fashion light vibes.
This is quite a large image. Actually, I think I trimmed one down. Hang on, sorry. Top view? Yes.
I assure you, the space in there is much larger than I assume most of your houses are.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but a lot of that space is probably the cargo hold.
No, looks like oh yeah, there's a lower decks also, so a lot of that space is cargo hold.
Oh, hold on. I thought the point of the ship was that the space was outside.
You have to keep some of it inside.
Hmm.
And that is how spaceships work. It is called a spaceship. You can't have a spaceship without it having space.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it would just be a steel ship. It would just
Oops,
be
I
made
put
of
those
steel.
in OOC planning. My bad, but still.
Close enough.
Okay.
So yeah, it has several basic crew bunks, and it can accommodate. I think I put it at 200 crew. I might have changed it to 100 crew. I'll take a look for that. At
I
that for
assume
you.
that's the cargo lighter on the bottom and then the fighter bay on the top.
Correct.
I need to get a fighter for this baby.
Yeah.
Badass.
That's the space that we inhabit. Neato. Cool stuff.
You'll see as you tour the ship that one of the berth doors says here lies. Fuck. What name did I give him? Shit. It's hard to prank people if you can't remember. Oh god.
That's a long name.
You
What the
want to
hell
come
was
back
it?
to this?
Oh god.
You doing
What was
all
the
right?
name? No. What was the name?
All right, I'm gonna mute you for a minute, and we're gonna come back to you. It can accommodate 200 crew. It from Charlie's just kind of quick looking around, the ship is equipped with weapons, although he obviously can't fully access what those weapons are or how many. And
I'll make a ship this big without weapons.
you don't make a ship this big without weapons. You certainly don't. Um, one other thing that stands out, and I'm going to ask you for some background on your character. This would be a great opportunity. Let's hear a description of your character and a little bit of the background. I know that we didn't talk about it too much, but let me know, if you've thought of anything else or decided on anything else.
Just aside from being shipped out to where I was doing my psychic training, all of the time that I had spent on ships was stowing away.
Okay.
So pretty much everything about this is new because these transport ships were made for passengers. They weren't obviously like this. They didn't look like the inside of a business per se, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. So
For-
with that in mind, this ship definitely looks stranger and more advanced than any of the ships that he stowed away on.
okay.
It has a distinctly military aspect or military vibe to it. And let's get a little bit more of a physical description, a visual description of your character for the other players as well.
I'm sorry.
Do you have a visual description of your character?
Yeah. Standing at a robust 5'3". Uh, aside from like, I've got kind of a thicker kind of leather looking jacket on. I've got kind of brownish russet hair. Uh, there's really not too much to say. Like I'm thin, I'm wiry. Uh, I've kind of just been shaped by my skill set of just sneaking into and out of places.
Okay.
Cool.
That still gives the players a little bit more of a picture.
You look like a generic dude.
That's useful for sneaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What did he look like? He looked generic.
You
He has a
know what a
face.
guy looks like? You know what a guy looks like? He looked like that. Well, that's helpful. That only
Great.
narrows down 50%
Now I
of
can
the
only imagine
population.
myself as a stock photo person.
If he, I don't have you. I'm assuming you haven't made a token yet. You should definitely get one that is literally just has stock photo on it.
I will not accept a picture that actually has stock photo on it. Yeah, we'll talk about my token requirements a little bit probably after the session if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right, so let's start off with Walter. Oh, and while we're doing this, actually, Knox, take a look at the languages section in the Darkstar campaign guide or campaign
Okay.
companion, and pick 2
Page
languages.
10.
Spacer is a good idea, but it's not required.
I did take Spacer.
Okay.
I didn't know what the language of my home planet was.
Tangri. Oh wait, that's religion. Never mind.
I mean, you can still worship Tangri if you want. If you're
It's Neo Tengri now.
Okay.
They've you know,
Reformed, but surely
reformed.
surely Orthodox Tengri
Oh.
is still.
The primary language of your home planet is Islandese.
Oh,
That's something new to the group.
yeah, that's a fun one.
I think Parisian.
Yeah.
I will mark that down. You said Islandese.
Yeah, it's just island with ESE at the end.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh dear.
It is
Yeah,
Maori,
I'm on.
Samoan, and Hawaiian.
It's less specific than what I had written down, so it works.
Oh man, I was really hoping it was going to be Jamaican.
All right. Walter, engaging with the new crew. They do speak Spacer and Russian for the most part. Some of their Spacer is not perfect. They seem to be getting themselves accommodated well enough. They brought enough of their own supplies and gear, at least what they had and what was clean, to kind of put something in the trunk at the foot of a bed, and they don't really have any issues with figuring out where any of them are going to sleep. There's no squabbles. There's nothing going on currently. They're all working together fairly well. Is there anything specific that Walter is doing while he's going around with them?
I'd like to know
Whether the cameras on our ship are there cameras on our ship?
There are cameras in various places, yes.
Okay. So I'd just like to talk to them to try to figure out whether someone's kind of nervous or angry while talking to me. I've still the fear that we have a family member of someone we've butchered in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the primary aim of Walter.
Well, let's go ahead and get either a talk or connect check. Connect is more long-term suited, whereas talk is sufficient to give Walter more of a bit of an immediate feel.
Yeah, it's about the immediate feel for now.
Okay.
Intelligence or wisdom or charisma?
Whichever you want to use and can justify.
Well, by talking to them, I'd try to be as sympathetic as possible. So, charisma.
Sure. Okay. Walter can kind of get a sense that there is some nervousness. There's some anxiety amongst them, but it doesn't really seem to be directed at him. And this is corroborated by some of the conversation that he has with them. That this is a new venture. Some of them have been on SOS and mining for several years, and they had gotten used to the grudging work. This is it's new and scary, but not in the holy shit, these guys are terrorists way kind of scary.
Okay, and they're all from SOS. Did some of them come around a little bit?
What do you mean by come around?
Let's start with being at any other place than
Yes,
SOS.
most of them are actually from another place. How many actual NPCs do I have here? 3 of them, right?
3.
Okay,
Yep.
so
minus in the android.
They
Yeah.
they have names. We
my
named
goodness,
them
they have
at one
names.
point.
You
We
have
did
to
name
take
them.
one of those names out because one
Well,
of them
the
got
only one
used.
we know is Ivan.
Ivan is the best
well,
one,
we did
and
we
then
did get assigned other names, but
All right.
so if it depends on if you want to keep your gender ratio the same.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, so there was also Alexi and Elena, and we'll get rid of Maxim.
And
doesn't matter.
Elena was Elena Elena.
Yep.
Okay, and Elena is the female.
Yes.
Okay. It's hard to tell with Russian names sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
I'm playing a
Oh.
character that's named Alex, and she's female. She's also Russian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alexi's pretty neutral.
Yeah, I think so. So Alexi and Elena are both actually from Hlif, which is the Union corporate headquarters planet, the Union home planet.
The source of all evil.
Ivan was actually born on SOS, and so SOS is all he's ever known for his short 25 years. But he had made a bit of a reputation for himself among other miners for making some of the worthless, tasteless gruel that they were served taste almost exciting with just a application of just a couple spices he scrounged up here and there. And so he's kind of gonna miss that acclaim. He's kind of gonna miss some of the friends that he's made, but he has lost too many of them to not to regret leaving SOS.
How did he lose them?
That's a dangerous, inhospitable world, mining on SOS. There's accidents. There's accusations of being disloyal to Union. Some people just completely disappear.
Okay. So the basic conversation should be Walter will try to get to the parts of before they arrived at Tsoo's, but also about what happened at Tsoo's and before, and he'll probably not look out for anything specific, but just try to gather a first picture, a first impression, and from of himself, he would probably not tell that much and try to kind of change the topic if the questions start to go into his direction.
Okay.
Would it be possible for him?
Yeah, that's fine. He rolled sufficient on the talk check that he can reasonably easily divert the conversation. Whether you want it to be obvious or subtle is up to you.
Of course, subtle
Okay.
as possible.
All right. So yeah, Walter is able to divert conversation easily enough with focusing more on curiosity. Where they came from, what life on Hulf was like, and even trying to draw out, if you want, why they were so willing to leave Union. In addition to what Ivan has said, there were some that had talked about how Union is kind of a bad place. Like they know who you guys are, but they're still joining you guys as a better option than Union.
Wait a second. So I get the impression that they actually know about our past.
They do. Ed told them that you guys have a criminal history.
So do I figure out how much they know, or is it just the general knowledge that we are criminals?
It's a general knowledge that you're criminals, but not just that you're criminals, that you're highly wanted criminals. So they're not going to be surprised when they find out, holy shit, you guys really are highly wanted. They don't seem to necessarily know the specifics of your crimes, although they are familiar with stories of the Raza. And that was
Okay,
actually a bonus for Alexei, in that Alexei is the one that said, "Yeah, down with the corporations." Alexei liked that you guys were attacking corpse.
Okay, so much about it. And one other topic that's I'm interested in. What about the relationships between the new crew? How I'd like to find out who's friends with whom and how deep these relationships go.
Seriously, Vision?
Yeah, that's an important thing. You have to know.
All right.
None of them know each other.
Also,
they've never met.
No. Hold on, Vision. Let me answer this before you add more to it. Okay. So they all do know each other. They all kind of connected through Ivan and his cooking for the miners. Elena and Ivan did have a bit of a fling a couple of years back, but that didn't work out. It ended poorly, and there's still a little bit of resentment there, but they can work together. Alexei steps in between the two of them when they start to argue. And when they do argue, it starts getting loud and angry in Russian. Would you like to know more?
Yeah, how's the Alexei Elena relationship? Like, how's that budding? Can we get a relationship web?
You'll have to write it yourself. I'm only here as a voice piece.
Oh, okay. I'll put up a new wall in the conspiracy room.
Can you imagine coming across that?
What about Charlie and Nemesis? How is their relation to them?
Well, none of them were familiar with Charlie or Nemesis. They initially thought that they were executives from Union, but Ed informed them that no, they definitely weren't. He stifled that potential source of aggression. Um, but they looked like they were office workers. All three of them laughed that none of them could last more than 15 minutes in a mine, or neither of them, I should say.
Okay, so what did they see or hear anything, especially from Charlie, since Nemesis is a little bit more familiar by now, but about Charlie we have next to none information. So
No, they were willing to make idle chatter with Charlie while they were waiting for you guys to show up in the morning. But aside from how's the weather? Oh, it's hot. Ha ha ha. They don't really
okay.
have know too much about him. Knox, would you say that Charlie was fairly pleasant with them?
Yeah, I that was.
Okay. Then they have a generally favorable impression of him.
Okay. So the overall morale is in a good shape.
Yeah, it is. They're happy and scared to be here, but they feel good about the crew. Um, Alexei does kind of break that illusion a little bit by saying that much of that is because of how Ed sold this to them.
And how did he sell that?
Well, he talked up that you guys were not like the stories say, and that that you guys had taken care of him very well.
Oh, okay. And Charlie, would you also talk to me, or would you just run around the ship?
If I saw you, yeah. If I saw you started doing conversation stuff, I would have taken a detour from what I was doing to
How
join
shifty
in.
does Charlie look while exploring the ship?
More than a little bit shifty. I've actually been kind of taking notes. I've been making like a little map.
Would I see that you've made notes in the map when
I'm not like
when I
hiding
meet you?
it.
So, Charlie, what do you have there? Let me see. What is that?
I hand it over. It's a little map, kind of detailing where the bathrooms are, how to get from the rooms to the important places. This place is big. I don't want to get lost.
Would I see on your map the armory
No.
and the bridge?
I don't know what a bridge is. Be real with you. I
Okay.
don't know much about ships.
The
Okay.
bridge is the primary. Wait, I'm sorry. Was that in character or out of character?
That was out of character.
Okay, so the bridge is the primary command room of a starship. It is typically the most heavily secured, with at least two heavy doors and locks to get through.
Yeah, definitely not. Then
Okay.
I'd see a locked door and I'd walk somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not just a locked door. It is a different and more sophisticated locked door. So it's an even more important locked door.
Okay, so no.
Okay, and then about the notes, what would I read there?
Like just little things marking off bathrooms. If there's a place to like eat, like a chow room, things like that.
All right,
If I
then
noted any kind of crawl space, those.
okay. Well, then welcome on board. You're actually not like the other ones here. So what did you before you come on board?
That was doing odd jobs here and there.
What do you mean by odd jobs?
Solving little, also people disputes.
You can say a private investigator.
I could say that, but that implies that I'm smart enough to do that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, how
So,
hard is it to follow somebody around and take pictures when they kissing somebody they're not supposed to?
since you're little, you won't be noticed. uh, anyways, so and what about your homeworld? Your motivations? Are you actually a talkative person, or?
I do try and disengage whenever we get to the kind of some of my history stuff.
Okay.
There's definitely places that I'm kind of steering clear of. Conversationally, at least.
So, you are you fine with your new room, or do you miss anything?
The room's fine. It's better than what I had back on Tsoo.
Oh, okay. Was tough there, huh?
Yeah, it's obviously it's hot, but it's also just there's all this sand and dust, and it gets into everything.
The prices were probably garbage too.
All right, then. That shall be enough for now. And in the end, I propose that we meet for a couple of play sessions, like cards or board games or whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I'm way down for cards.
Dragon poker, I think is what we decided on. Space dragon poker.
Yeah.
So all right, I'm sorry. So we're doing the space version of the fantasy version of poker.
Yep. You got it,
I don't see
Charlie.
why not.
Space mouse, space Egyptian rat slap.
Let's say that this variant actually comes from Shinobu in the United Imperial Shogunate system, where they actually have legends and myths of they've got a binary star system there, and that legend and myth is that one of those stars is chasing the other. There's a whole thing about it, but that's where the space dragon poker came from.
Yep. Yeah, what he said.
Great. Yeah. All right. Sure.
It's basically just poker with a few variant rules. It doesn't really need any mythology, but it has it.
It was really just a matter of time until Space Dragons came out.
The lore thickens.
Jokes are the
I like it.
deepest lore.
Right, so in the end, after the conversations, I tried to get a couple of folders, some paper, and get in my room, print out the pictures of these zoomed in new crew members, and make personal files to every one of them and write down every date, every detail they've mentioned to compare it later on when they talk about anything.
Great, so you're gonna make me keep track of this information. Thank you, Vision.
Fine.
You're welcome.
I believe I mentioned earlier I'd taken genetic samples of all of them when we were doing the physicals, so I'm shoving those in the computer as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, at some point I gotta make a spreadsheet on how I'm gonna keep these people paid.
It'll
Yeah,
probably
if you want the person with administer two to manage that, I can. But I don't know what your current. I don't know what our current funds are.
I drop it directly in your lap. Bring me the checks to sign at the end of the month.
I just need to know what your actual funds are.
Enough.
Well, I'm not sure what I'm keeping track of if it's just enough.
It's all good. I actually I've been half working on it, so I'll finish it.
If I have the
some
extra
point.
time to do so, I'll make a couple extra copies of the maps minus the crawl spaces to hand to the other new crew guys.
Okay.
Shoot, let's just shellac them to the wall. It'll be like a hotel. Your exits are this way.
Oh, I thought you meant shellac the crew to the wall. That makes much more sense.
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
no, shellacking the crew to the wall is a bad idea. They can't do what you paid them for.
Haven't paid him yet.
They can't do what you hired them for.
Oh, okay.
All right,
mean,
so
Before we pay them, have they actually paid for the daily allowance of air and space?
Oh my god.
if you
We're-
guys
we're
are charging them, then you got to tell me that.
Are we
The-
seriously
the
going to
air-
be pulling from
How much are we charging them for room and board?
The air we share.
We
All
also
right, so
only
I-
pay
I
them
think-
Raza script.
Is the are we on Plexus? Has anyone read that? No.
nah,
Okay.
sorry.
This is how we run things on the Raza.
Hey, if they don't like it, they can walk out the door.
Oh my god.
Take
I
it
hope
I'm
you know
sure
that if you
there's-
do this, they will leave negative
yeah.
reviews and mean comments on Space Yelp.
Yeah, you're gonna totally fuck up our Space Yelp review.
I hired
well-
on with some terrorists, and they were really, really terrible people.
Report it to Space BBB.
All right.
All right, let's
Alright.
get down to your guys' planning here. So, is
Let's
Nemesis making a plan for what you guys are doing?
Yeah, as best I can. I don't think there's really much we can plan for on this though.
Well,
There's a couple key moments I suppose I can plan for.
yeah, part of the planner focus is that you kind of do have to outline what it is that you're planning to do. So, for example, if you'd had it for the heist, you would need to note in some kind of plan form that there's going to be a hacker that's disabling the
Yeah.
security system, as well as the other security system. There's going to be somebody that's going in and engaging with whatever guards are posted, if any. Yeah, you have to have
Yeah.
at least a rough draft of what you're doing in order to get all the benefits of having made a plan.
Yeah, and I think there's very little I can actually plan for, but possibly like if there's any difficulty, I don't know if it would well, I don't really know what complication we'll face trying to get the cargo lighter down there. We need Zoe. That's the whole Zoe checking over the cargo.
I'll note
think
that
my only
it's
role is gonna
perfectly
be-
reasonable to include that in the plan. To include Jai examining the suit and
Yeah.
Zoe examining the cargo lighter,
Yeah.
and even
I have
Nemesis
the
can
OOC.
plan it.
You saw what I put in the OOC plan.
I did.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically all I have right now though.
Okay.
I don't know if we could do the. I mean, I guess I could do those, and then it's a new plan for once we have that information.
I suppose it could be used like that if you want to make two separate planning sessions.
Yeah. Well, and I can maintain. I have +1 intelligence, so I can maintain 2 plans at a time.
Okay. All right, that's fair. All right, so you're doing more of a piecemeal plan. Your initial plan is just
Prep work.
Zoe, Jai, and Nemesis doing that prep work.
Yeah.
And
And then I
I'll
guess
also
the other-
note
I guess the
that
other will be landing, making contact, then the exfiltration. I guess it's not really exfiltration, but the extraction of the members involved, which may just be one person.
And I'll also note that I don't necessarily think that the plan needs to have specific people assigned to specific things. Like, you don't have to say Zoe and Android are going into Lab Block A. It's just
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably will usually include that, but if I'm not sure who's gonna do something, we'll just say someone does.
Okay. All right, one moment, please. Is that the moment song?
No, it's let's get down to business. from
I
the
would
line.
like you to hum the moment song, please.
Dun, 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 dun,
No,
dun.
that's a Jeopardy song.
I don't know. I'm not actually sure I know what song you're talking about.
Can you hum it for us?
Yeah, hum a few bars and we'll join in.
It's not my job to hum the moment song.
Did we
I
have?
don't know. I don't know what the moment song is.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah, I feel like you're making a reference none of us get. Now you know my pain.
Yes, and I know your disappointment too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't think that this plan would take too long for Nemesis to outline. It is fairly simple. I think my intent with the planner was for more in-depth plans. You know, something that would actually include going down to the surface. But I'll roll with it as is for now.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know. It's fine. If I can't use it, it's fine. Obviously, my goal would be to use it as much as possible.
Right,
So
right.
it's up to you to say what I can.
I'll definitely allow it here. So let's look over at what Zoe's doing first. Actually, I'm going to change that. I think a better order would be to start with Nemesis and then go Jai and then Zoe last.
Okay. I
So-
mean, ideally there'd be like a location with perhaps less intense heat that would be easier to land at. So yeah, that would be.
Okay.
It would help if Zoe knows exactly what we're looking at.
I mean, our main concern should just be to find a large concentration of the Tsoo more than anything. So if you can find a concentration of the Tsoo near an area of low heat, that'd be great. If not,
Yeah.
tend towards the Tsoo.
All right. So Tsoo priority.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get Nemesis over to the comms panel and make it a check. And no, Nick, I did not forget about you with the new android.
Okay. But that has to be last because it's kind of start the Android uprising. All right. So just
Obviously.
program int check, right?
Start.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Continue.
I think this is a.
It is correct.
Server features design objective. Really, I guess it's kind of like that hidden or low tech communities, I guess. But look at the sensor scan opt questions that you ask. Anyways, that's only a 2d6 because I'm a hacker, not a scanner. Let's re-roll that
Okay.
as an expert. Wow.
Oh, God.
2, 2,
Why-
1, 2.
Why
See, I
did
don't
we
thi-
hire this one again?
I don't think that it's the systems
We
check.
could've
It's
done this.
there's something wrong with the ship.
Maybe
Oh,
you
boy.
guys didn't actually get me access to the sensors. Hold on. Let me roll a hack to get access to the actual sensors.
Oh, it's not that simple. However,
How can I- no,
your
even if I can help myself with my plan, it'll get me to a 7. That's a minimum.
yeah, you can help yourself with the plan, but
I need an 8, and that only gets me +1. Assuming you're using the regular sensors and scan rolls.
no, this wasn't a regular sensor scan roll, but it still was higher than 6.
But was it a 7? Because in that case, I could help myself.
It's not a 7 now. Sorry, it still was higher than 7.
Well,
Guys,
this
We're
is
gonna be
typical.
Yeah, this is classic.
On a
Lazo right
failure,
here.
we'll yield no. On a success, the question is answered, and another be it. I guess I could. Oh, never mind. We'll yield. no more
I would
damage.
appreciate the irony if we spent 20 sessions on this fucking planet, and then this is just how it goes. We can't find anything, so we have to leave.
Was there a known? There was known community, but that was near the city. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah,
And that one's probably not great.
and this isn't, like I said, this isn't just following regular scanning rules. This was just a check that you're making using the scanners.
Okay.
So this you could still perform scan the planet for various other things. They're not going to be directly helpful or answer the questions that you're trying to figure out in this little excursion to the surface.
Okay. So we're just gonna have to make it a crapshoot, right?
Well, I'm going to give you some information. That it isn't binary failure on this question on this particular point. Nemesis is able to make a bit of a heat map. It isn't exactly what Jai was looking for. She's not able to exactly pinpoint the Tsoo energy signatures. There's some static, there's some noise here and there. but it's difficult to parse those out from, hey, it's just hot here, or hey, there's seismic activity here, or hey, oh, that's a neat river of molten lead, or, molten quartz. Okay, if it's melting quartz, we want to stay away from it. Um, she's able to put together a heat map, and there are variations of about 200 degrees Celsius depending on conditions on the surface of the planet. So she can prepare a map that has a 1500 to 1700 temperature scale that makes some of the areas on a planet look downright cozy and cold in their nice blue, coloring.
Great.
That tends to look like just a network or a web work of color variations. The hot temperatures are, let's see, have you ever seen a picture of the universe as an artist depiction that shows like the strands of stars coming into and out from galaxy clusters? No. Okay.
Clicking.
I'll just leave it at a description that the hottest areas are more like strands going from one hot cluster to another hot cluster, and that there are cooler areas, the 1500 degrees Celsius as opposed to 17, that are kind of in between these strands.
Interesting. So we know of, I guess here, can I draw a conclusion? So we know roughly where the community of Tsoo is near the city.
No.
Oh, okay. We just know that they happen to come near the city every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna see if we could draw a conclusion from like what it looks like near the city versus that, like whether they would be located in those hot spots essentially. Well,
nope.
That's what I've got.
All accounts, the Tsoo blend perfectly into the sensor readings, trying to parse out various factors, including energy and heat. Or I should say, unusual energy and heat. All right. Well, let's take a look at Jai examining the suit. Since this is a very simple three-step plan, you can go ahead and roll your aid check for that before Jai begins. Well, there's the rolls.
My highest, well, except for the highest number is still a 3.
Okay. And Lulu, what is it that Jai is trying to get out of examining the suit?
Oh, honestly, I was mostly just checking to make sure I could wear it and move around in it properly and determine if all of the, I guess, standard, well, not standard, but all of the heat resisting systems were actually functioning.
Okay. Well, let me give you a little bit more information that may alter that intent. As
Okay.
Jai is finally kind of unpacking it and opening it up and taking a look around inside of it, he finds that it has an integrated thermal pistol.
Interesting.
This was not on the design specs that Nemesis downloaded.
I knew it. They're militarizing them.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. All right. So let me go ahead and see if there are any other differences from the specs, I guess.
Okay.
Exactly what have they done to this? And does it compromise the initial intent?
All right. And Jai still has fix 0, or has that improved?
No, it's still fixed 0.
Okay. What's
We leveled up.
But I do have the no thing.
okay? Now, would you rather use no than fix?
Yeah, I believe so. No, with my apparent knowledge of pre-tech nonsense.
Okay. It's gonna be intelligence. I can't let you use any other stat for that.
That's fine. No, I don't want to use intelligence.
Well, if you
Don't
really
you wanna
insist,
use
I'll let you
strength?
use
No.
strength.
Oddly not his worst stat.
Okay, so he's essentially using his basic and advanced education of being able to compare different theses and the data that they've collected and attempted to correlate to see where the differences are. It sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
If I was
Do I add a +1 to this?
If you want to, if you think that there may be more rolls that you might make afterwards and you want to save it, I'll let you save it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and save it for now then.
Okay. Yeah, that's certainly sufficient. Um, the addition of the thermal pistol seems to have come fairly late. It does, however, correlate to when Danny Edwards told you that he had been removed from the project, and to the additional resources and funding that came just before he was removed.
Okay.
There were some modifications that were made, which actually ended up compromising the overall protectum of the suit as far as the heat containment goes. Those compromises appear to have been made in these late stages in order to accommodate integrating the thermal pistol. And Jai is also seeing some footnotes that mention the thermal pistol is still not at 100%.
Okay.
There are occasional faults when it heats up internally too much.
Okay.
What this means for you guys mechanically is that it breaks and requires repair if it rolls max damage.
All right. Do I think it would be possible to revert some of the changes? Presumably, if I got a more mechanically inclined person to perform the actual operation to revert it.
You do, but it would require more a more well automated supplied, a better workshop than you currently have access to.
Okay. In that case, is the suit still I guess superior to the mining suits we'd already examined?
Yes, far and above.
Okay. So it's not super compromised then.
No.
All right. It'll have to do. Okay, I think that's it for now. There weren't any other changes beyond the thermal pistol?
No, just a thermal pistol.
Okay.
And technically, I should have given the decision on whether to apply that bonus to Nemesis or to Meowkin, since it was Nemesis's plan. Obviously, it didn't make a difference for that one.
Oh, that's fine.
Is there anything else that he's doing with the suit?
I mean, he's basically just getting it on and taking some walking around in it.
Okay.
You know, making sure everything's actually working.
All right. Let's go ahead and get an exert check using either strength or con.
Okay. Either way, that's nothing. So
You can apply the bonus to this if you like.
yeah, I'll go ahead and do that then. Hold on. 7, I guess.
Okay. That's sufficient to bring his comfort with it to the level of an untrained Vacant user. So only a -2.
All right. It'll do.
But he can move around in it. He can um, do more or less the things, everything that he's able to do without the suit.
All right. It'll be sufficient.
All right, sufficient.
Yep.
And one last thing. Was he doing anything? I think I remember somebody mentioning something about the Tsoo material.
Applying
Not
it to the cargo lighter.
That's on Zoe. Okay.
yeah. I'm not doing anything with it myself.
Okay. All right. Zoe, cargo lighter. What is her intent here? What is she doing? Why is there new music?
I've just realized you guys probably haven't been able to hear me this whole.
No, I don't believe we have.
Oh, my witty
Real quiet.
quips. Just imagine I've been making witty quips this whole time.
That's a little bit hard to imagine.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Oh.
This is a science fiction game, not pure fantasy.
Well, whatever. It's an action movie. Yeah, no, I just want to make sure that the ladder will be able to survive long enough for a small conversation to happen. Go down, drop them off, maybe go back up into the higher atmosphere, and then go down and pick them up.
All right.
So, winch, I don't know what else you need for a drop off and pick up on the surface here. I'm sure Zoe would be able to figure it out, though.
Well, let's start this off with a fix roll, fix int.
Sure.
Is this something that Nemesis's plan is aiding?
That was my main intent, so
Okay.
I think I might as well.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, that's probably not enough to help. God, my roll. I have not rolled higher than a 3 on a die. Like every single roll I've done, there's nothing higher than a 3.
I mean, that's classic RPGs, right? You make your character good at something, and then you just roll like shit for that the entire time.
Feels
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I rolled an 11 for my fix.
Okay.
To check this
So
thing
your
out.
cargo lighter has one primary point that makes it unfavorable for this, and this information doesn't even really require a roll.
Mhm.
Cargo
I assume
lighters.
I assume it's the fact that to get anything in and out, we got to open the whole back of the ship.
No, it's actually because you can stay up in orbit and save from the heat for that. It's that you have to open up the cab of the cargo lighter. It's not going to handle the heat very well to begin with, but Zoe thinks that you could get the cargo lighter down and then back up. The problem is that exiting the cargo lighter, which is what Dylan Ray believes is necessary to actually communicate with them, you can't have any barriers,
Sure.
will bring the heat into the cab. Those nice leather seats you had, they're fried. As well as the more important controls, levers, and other things that are typically necessary for controlling the cargo lighter.
Okay.
You could try and shield some of the internals so that it can still be controlled by the ship, but
Mhm.
piloting the cargo lighter from within the lighter, once it has been opened up, will be impossible.
So, follow-up question: would it be possible to create a, like the ceramic suit is already heat tolerant? Can it survive re-entry on the outside of the lighter?
So basically, talking about strapping whoever's in it to the outside of the lighter.
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
Making a cocoon for them out of our leftover ceramic, pieces.
That
Look,
seems
you want to
doable.
you want to get down on this planet or not?
I guess I'm not technically there to hear this idea.
Oh God, my plans are the best.
You can
Yeah,
be communicating if you want to, but if you want to just kind of, talk through this without ever telling Jai what the plan is, yeah, sure, it's cool too.
Well, I want it something that he'll actually feel comfortable getting in.
Well,
So
I mean,
I'd ring him around.
Okay.
Jai, we got a problem.
Yes, Miss LaRue. What's the problem?
Well, if we take you down in the lighter, and then let you out of the lighter, the inside of the lighter becomes problematic. So here's my plan. I'm going to construct a cocoon on the outside of the lighter, so that we can take you down with you strapped to the outside, and then retrieve you also strapped to the outside, and we'll create some sort of umbilical system, keep you alive.
How
want
many?
me to ride down to the planet, strapped onto the outside of a cargo lighter like it's some sort of theme park ride?
Yeah, if that helps you say yes to the plan, then yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
It does not help. Actually, I feel I don't need to say this, but this plan is utterly insane.
Hey, speaking of insane plans, I mean, there's the whole. I don't know if Halo jumps are a thing, but that would be really cool.
Oh, like the ODST thing?
Yeah,
No.
high altitude, low opening.
I mean, I think they are. Yeah, they have that, but we don't have the stuff that allows that.
Oh yeah, so they specifically have grab chutes, don't they?
Yeah.
Which would also probably help in the heat.
I mean, we could definitely kick him out of the ship at high altitude. The low opening part's the tricky bit. Look, I don't exactly have a whole lot of other options here, so if you want to go down and talk to him, this might be it.
Fine. Just please make sure it stays on the cargo lighter.
Of course. What do you take me for? This ain't my first rodeo. Note to players, this is definitely my first rodeo.
That you remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops, I've been muted. I tried to say that if it helps at all, the Tsoo suit or the burning suit, it is treated as a vac suit, so
yeah,
you won't die in space.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, nobody can help you in any way, shape, or form, but sure. So if you pan out like last time, yee.
So, on the Tsoo suit, is there some sort of place where I could put in some sort of umbilical situation? Keep him alive on the trip?
I mean, it's like a 20-minute trip, right? How much? You have probably got plenty of air.
Yeah, no, it has its own air supply. It is essentially a stripped down assault suit. So it functions as a vac suit so long as it remains powered. including air supply. Let me go back to the page I wrote it on.
Yeah, I feel like it lasts at least a few hours.
6 hours, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And because of the ceramic part, it isn't going to be exhausting that air supply more rapidly, or it's not going to be exhausting its power supply more rapidly to compensate, which is essentially the problem with a vac suit, is that it's supposed to be able to tolerate extreme environments, but doing so requires its internal functions to go into overdrive until the external functions fail, of course, or external parts. And going into overdrive to keep you alive inside there can drastically use up the available time. For example, you might get maybe 1 round of safe usage out of a regular vac suit for every hour of supply that it has, or every hour of power it has.
We had I assume it came with an oxygen tank, right?
Yes, it does have oxygen, or integral oxygen, not necessarily an oxygen tank, but there is 6 hours of regular oxygen included with it.
Okay, so follow-up question. The cargo lighter, can I use the leftover ceramic plates to make basically an airlock inside the ship so that we don't have to open it to the elements? Because I assume they don't put the cargo in through the piloting cab, right? There's got to be a
Correct.
Well,
cargo.
a cargo lighter is specifically usually picks it, like it latches onto a container and lifts it. So it doesn't necessarily have a cargo bay.
Think of it like the combination of a big rig and a integral crane.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like my original plan was better.
Actually, I guess a better analogy is a regular transport helicopter.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure you could probably slap on some sort of little container. Well, I mean, we don't have a cargo container though, do we?
No. We do, but they're full of cargo.
Um,
And there's some things I'm willing to risk, and some things I'm not. Anyway, I mean, is there enough ceramic material that I could create a box to take it down in?
For just the cargo lighter? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's actually that crazy to shot. I mean, he's already in a self-contained suit. Like, he could survive the descent and free fall. It's the problem is the land.
Well, and the pickup.
Yes, and the pickup.
So,
But it's
is
not
there any?
Apparently dangerous to strap him on there.
Yeah. Is there any way?
Comes loose.
Yeah,
Terrifying.
exactly. Is there any sort of does the suit have any mag clamps or anything like that? Like some way of latching him to the ship? Or can I fashion those?
That's something that you could fashion. It would be only one use because the extreme heat is going to ruin it.
Yeah.
But
I only need it to work once, hopefully. Okay, cool. Then
Wouldn't it need to work twice?
No. I only got letting you go is easy. Picking you up is hard. Yeah, who's fat now?
So the GM is going to throw a little bit of a wrench at you guys. You hear a comms request from Dylan Ray.
Isn't he on the ship?
He should be with us.
Yeah, he's
Is
pressing
he not?
a button on the.
It's a big ship.
He's pressing a button
okay.
on the wall to talk to bridge crew.
Oh my god, you fucking
All right, I hit the button. Dylan, you're like 20 meters away. You could just walk down here.
Don't we keep the bridge locked?
We're not on the bridge.
Yeah, you guys are scattered all over the place. Well, I tried walking, but I got lost. So, I wanted to ask you, when are we going down to see the Tsoo?
Oh god, that's right. We were supposed to have Dylan go down. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the concern.
You just gave him one of our modified vac suits, right? I mean, well, hold on. How much do we value?
no.
Not at all.
Oh, but those modified vac. Do we have an estimate how long those modified vac suits would last?
I actually have another question.
Let me answer his question first. Do you mean the minor suits?
Yeah. Because
Yes.
it's 20 minutes just to get down, so strapping them on the outside is probably problematic if it doesn't last longer than 20 minutes.
No, those are rated for 30 minutes of outside activity at low temperatures.
Yeah.
How long are they rated at high temperatures?
Now, when it says
5.
rated for, is that one of those things where it's like, you know, conservative estimates, or like that's the very outside limit?
That's a safe estimate.
Okay. So it
On
could
the other
last
hand,
longer.
the 5-minute estimate is the suit will last for 5 minutes. The inhabitant is not likely to. It's only a 200-degree difference in temperature, but it's enough that it overcomes the minor suit.
Only a 200 Celsius difference in temperature.
And then,
Well, I mean, relatively speaking, it's not that great a difference.
and then, Lulu, you had a different question.
Yeah. Would it be possible to coat the interior of one of our, I guess, cargo containers with the Tsoo material and use that as a, I guess, shield, and then just take us down inside the cargo container?
And what? Just leave the container behind?
No, we get back in and you pick it back up.
No, that's what I'm saying. We get down to the planet. You want me to land the lighter so that I can undo the cargo thing.
Uh-huh.
And while the lighter is melting, I'm supposed to take it back up? Like, I don't understand.
I don't either now. Like, why would the lighter be melting? I thought the problem was the internals.
The ship external is going to be a little bit harder. The ship and internals are not at all prepared for this kind of temperature.
Right.
Whereas the ship externals, they're supposed to be able to survive hard entries into atmosphere.
Mhm.
Right. So yeah, like if it basically just clamps onto these cargo containers and then
Yeah.
carries them down. So if we can just go down in a cargo container, open that up, walk out, we can just walk right back into the cargo container, close the door, and then never actually go into the ship itself.
Let me add on to that yes, while the external is going to survive the atmosphere better than the internals, much better. What Xander is saying is also correct. You have a limited amount of time that the externals will survive, because this temperature, as I said, is hot enough to melt steel, and almost all construction materials. So any ship, even your big ship over here, would have a limited window when it can be outside in that heat.
That seems like it'd be a problem either way then.
It is a
Even-
problem either way. You know, the atmospheric entry is typically one directional in real science.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of that more or less because it's not real fun for me to be doing that kind of calculation, and I don't know how.
All right, let me boot up Kerbal Space Program.
Right. So let me try and simplify what your options are based on what you're wanting to do. So, Lulu, if you can restate what you want to accomplish in just
Alright.
purely mechanical terms.
Well, all right. So we want to take down both Dylan Ray and Jairao, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm saying. So, the cargo lighter takes down cargo externally to the lighter. This is how it always functions.
Correct.
Basically, if we coat one of the cargo lighters in the heat-resistant Tsoo material, which can
You mean the
protect
cargo
against-
container?
Yes.
Okay.
Coat the cargo container in the heat-resistant Tsoo material. Jirao and Dylan Ray can be carried down safely and exit the cargo container without damaging the internals of the cargo lighter. The cargo lighter can then, I guess, do whatever as Jirao and Dylan Ray go out. Dylan Ray can't be out there for terribly long anyway if he's just going to be in the mining suit. So we have to hope we make contact with the Tsoo very quickly and then get back to go right back inside the fucking cargo container and get picked up again.
Okay. Yeah, I think I understand. I think my problem was that I didn't think that the cargo containers could be opened while still attached. But if they can be, then yeah, that solves a lot of problems.
Yeah, they can be.
And even if the ones that we have on board are loaded up, we could, offload.
Modify. Yeah, well, and we could.
I always say we could empty them. I mean, they're safe on the ship. It'll be a pain in the ass, but we have some extra manpower.
Right.
And I'll also point out that even if it normally couldn't be opened while attached to the lighter, that seems like a trivial enough adjustment that I wouldn't even make you roll for it.
Yeah, that's like a safety feature, not a security feature.
Well, no, it would be a security feature, not a because the people that you're shipping for don't want you opening their containers.
Well,
right?
But if you're already flying the cargo lighter, you just land it somewhere to open it. I don't know how
Yeah.
that's really great security. The issue
Yeah.
is opening mid-flight.
Then they would know that you had taken it. Fine, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just say that yes, you can open it. It's not
Okay.
a problem.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that's the whole plan.
Okay, so we need to coat the outside of one of these cargo containers with Tsoo stuff.
Sugu.
Sugu.
Oh no, I don't like that one. I don't think it's a goo per se.
I mean,
Look, we can find a name for it later. Just put it on the to-do list.
God. No, it doesn't need to be a particularly thick layer. Just a thin layer of that, and then I need to very carefully and slowly explain to Dylan Ray that he's going down in a modified mining suit, and there's a very real chance he will burn to death if we don't find the suit very quickly.
Okay, so which one of you wants the camera first? Jai with that conversation, or Zoe with trying to modify a cargo container?
I think the cargo container is going to be quick, so let's just knock that out real fast.
Sure. You don't have enough material to modify your full-size cargo container,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no reason that you couldn't fashion a cargo container-like cage that would still fit within the cargo lighter clamps.
Uh-huh.
Well, not cage, but a smaller container.
Sure. And would we be able to outfit the inside with enough life support stuff, disposable life support stuff, so that they would be able to survive entry and all that?
Well, they'll both be wearing what are essentially vac suits.
Well, yeah, but I want them to survive the maximum amount of time on the planet. I don't want to use up any of their time and space.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get another fix int roll from you.
Wait, are you talking about oxygenating the air in the cargo lighter?
No. Like putting in a bottle of air with them so that they can use that while we're flying there, and then when they're on the planet, they have their maximum amount of vac suit space.
I just want
But then you have internals that can burn again.
I don't think the problem is really oxygen containment or the oxygen capacity of the vac suits so much as it is just the
Coolant
No,
or whatever.
cool.
Well, my concern would be the oxygen tank exploding immediately.
Yeah, I'll say as a GM that with a good enough roll from Zoe, I'll mitigate that by saying it's not oxygen.
Or if it is oxygen, we just eject it right before we land. I mean, it's solvable.
Well, it's also something that you could have Jai and Dylan Ray inhaling basically the liquid that astronauts use. It's exactly as Xander said. It's solvable. You don't have to worry about. I'm not gonna on a good roll from Zoe. I'm not gonna say, well, that was a good roll, but now you've got an explosive canister of oxygen in the tank with you.
Yeah. I assume Zoe's smart enough to solve these problems, even if me, Xander, is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for it. We'll see what you can do.
I just didn't want you guys to get hung up on
alright.
nitty-gritty details that I'm probably going to hand wave anyways.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled a 10.
That is sufficient for Zoe to measure out the dimensions of what you can put together with the Tsoo material, figure out what she can use to connect it, find within the scrap that you have enough. I think what was it we remember? Do you remember what it was, Nox? Titanium and platinum, I think it was.
So tritanium.
There were a couple things we saw when we were talking about his character that actually do withstand this heat and can be used as very, very expensive connectors.
Berkeleonium. It only lasts in a lab, but it'll keep you alive on this planet.
Well, no, I think it was titanium because titanium can also be, also has material strength.
Sure.
Tantalum, tungsten,
Yeah,
titanium,
tantalum.
thorium.
Tungsten, that was the other one.
Tungsten. Ugh.
Yeah. So
I really
there
don't like
are
that word.
enough materials that will withstand this heat that she can put the ceramic armor, the ceramic material, around a smaller container. And yes, she's able to figure out how to get Dylan Ray and Jai down to the surface without using up the limited time that Dylan Ray has. Really, it's Dylan Ray that you're trying to preserve his
Keep
time
alive
because
here,
he's in the much shorter duration suit.
Yep. All right. Cool.
It's going to take a few hours, at least.
Yeah. I assume I get some of the people to the crew to help me out with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Speed it up a little.
Yeah.
If just more hands. I don't actually expect them to do any thinking or welding or anything heavy duty.
No,
Okay.
they're happy to be put to their first work, their first bit of task, and are able to assist with the construction of your new smaller cargo container.
I
Now,
wonder if they think we're crazy.
well, they are Russian.
You want to go down to the planet in that?
That isn't really an if question.
So Jai wants to try and explain something to Dylan Ray.
He has sobered up some.
He has, and his wonderment at the Tsoo is it's still present, but abated a little bit now that he's less high. Well, not high.
All right.
His enthusiasm is abated. His excitement is not.
That's fair. Dylan, are you still there?
Yeah.
All right. So, Zoe is currently preparing a vessel capable of carrying us down to the planet's surface. It should be ready in a couple hours, she's saying now. Now, I want you to be very, very aware before we go down there. You'll be going down in a modified mining suit. You will not have that much protection from the heat. So if we don't find the suit quickly, or if they don't react as we hope they will,
They will.
there's I'm sorry.
He said confidently, they will.
Even so, I want you to be very aware before you agree to do this that if anything goes wrong, I can't guarantee your survival.
Doc. He reaches a hand out, puts it on Jai's shoulder.
I thought he was over the intercom.
Oh, Jai didn't seek him out personally?
Yeah, I guess he did. He probably did.
I can work
Sure.
over the intercom too.
Nah, let's go ahead and do
Okay.
it in person.
Social
Okay.
distancing.
Yeah, because
No,
over
it's
the
fine, I
intercom
have a
he would have
vac
suddenly
suit on.
cut out as he placed his hand on the button.
It's fine. I have a vac suit on. I'm the master of social distancing now.
He puts a hand on Jai's ceramic suited shoulder. Says, This is my dream. If I die doing this, at least I'll die among the Tsoo."
Well, okay, it's your funeral.
Don't you mean pyre?
I mean, yes. Either way.
I mean,
So, yes,
Doc, I know the risk. I'm on the surface of SOS. I'm going to be stepping out of a mining suit. That is dumb. I mean, that's stupid.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm glad we are on the same page for the absolute insanity we are going to attempt.
If I
But-
survive, I'll be a legend. I'll be a legend if I die.
And you're content with that?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the dying part.
I would rather not die.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we are completely on the same page then.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, I just wanted to make sure you were giving informed consent here.
It's not my first time.
Great. Terrific. Well, I do hope your affairs are in order. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go see what the others are getting up to with the cargo lighter.
Okay, I'll stay here and you know what, maybe I'll go to the mess and see what you guys have in the kitchen.
Good idea. Suit up once you're done. We'll be leaving shortly.
I thought you said it would be a few hours.
That's not terribly long.
Okay.
We wanted to make sure everything's fine with the suits before we head down.
Yeah, sure. I'll check it. It's been a while, but I'll see if I can remember the mining suit.
All right, and then I guess I head off.
All right. And Dylan Ray goes to inspect the. I think you only bought two. Well, one of the mining suits.
Two of the mining suits.
Okay, you bought two mining suits. He goes to inspect them. Picks out his favorite one and then goes to the mess to eat.
Do I see him do this?
Yeah, it makes sense that the mining suits are in the same room as Zoe is currently walking in.
Okay, I'm gonna have one of the miners who do this for a living maybe walk him through some pointers.
Okay.
You know, since we happen to have some experts on board.
Yeah.
Alexi. It's gonna be Alexi, because I remember his name first.
Okay. Alexi is he kind of grumbles in Russian, but goes over to help Dylan Ray with the suit.
Cool.
Is there anything else anybody is doing?
What color is the Tsoo material?
It's like transparent, right?
It's translucent. It doesn't let all light through. It's a kind of a like Tupperware translucent plastic color or translucency.
Can I pitch to you that it's light blue?
I was thinking that it was kind of pinkish.
Aw, alright.
Is there a reason you want it to be light blue?
Look, all I'm saying is when I put these guys down in their modified little box and it looks a lot like a TARDIS, should be blue. It's fine. It can be whatever color.
No, we can go with blue.
This
I
planet
mean-
just has a strong color theme, and I'm
You could still
rebelling
paint
against
it. It's just that the paint will
Paint-
probably.
burn away. Yeah.
No, we'll go with blue. I don't mind that. I don't mind the city of culture being a clear and evident contrast against the planet color theme.
Yes. Cool. Thank you.
Sure. Any other preparations or RP?
Boy, it sure would be nice if we had a telekinetic person capable of just doing all this without our intensive preparations.
That would have been much easier, but I think we determined that was not going to work.
Yeah, that was my mistake. I did not realize or forgot that the pressure field can only go up to 100 C.
Okay.
This is 15 times.
Can
out
you
of my
imagine?
grade.
We proudly marched out as a group. And all time,
No, I'd still be wearing the suit. So,
it's like you watch your companions without.
and then I just shrug and keep walking.
I mean, he would also eventually die because if there was nobody available or willing to pilot the cargo lighter back up, you couldn't have opened the cab to get in without frying the internal controls.
And then the story of Alexei, Ivan, and Elena, along with their friendly android, begins.
Great. Just what we wanted.
I put in my will that Elena gets control of the android when I'm done. When I die.
All right, let's look real quickly at Android and the activation, and then we'll take a bit of a late break. I apologize for that.
You're good.
Time just flew by with you guys.
Actually doing something?
Yeah,
Oof.
Oh,
I know, right?
I didn't want to see. Do I have? If I'm allowed on the bridge, am I allowed access to a blueprint of the ship, or am I gonna have to hack to get it?
I mean, yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Okay. I was gonna say that's how Nemesis spends her time familiarizing herself with the ship.
Okay. That's fine. Nick, what is Android doing, if anything, when she activates Switch?
That's right. That was the name.
Yeah. So
And
you
it's not
could you could teach it to do tricks and say, flip the switch.
No. It's so I can play Animal Crossing like 50 or whatever they're at.
Oh, I get a different kind of switch.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing New Universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, Myri, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Waiting for things. Basically just showing her where the charging stations are. Making it very, very, very clear that the one next to the bridge is exclusive and not to be used.
Okay. It corrects Android and refers to itself as it if Android ever actually used a gendered pronoun.
No, but Android will inform the other Android that androids seem to be addressed as Andy on the ship, and that attempts to correct the crew seem to be futile. It also
Now,
informs
hold-
the list of names for the rest of the crew.
Oh God.
So it tells her that Albert is still there, Bridget is gone, Charlie is still there, Dora is her owner, Al is gone, Francine is fiddling on the bridge, Jean is just short and running around, then
Oh,
there's
God.
Harold the cook, then there's Elena, she doesn't know what that one does, and there's Julian.
So just to be clear, is Elena the same Elena?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
it worked out nice.
Just
With an
checking.
I. With an I at the front.
Oh,
Because it would be. Oh, okay,
Elena
yeah,
is Elena. Yes. It worked out nicely that way.
Great.
you guys realize that this is just alphabetical order, right?
yeah. Yep. Oh God, it's great.
Is it?
There is a list. There is a
Yeah.
list.
It's just alphabetical order.
Amazing. Carol.
Right? Frame Dora.
I
That's
love
where
it.
the idea with renaming things without regards for any personal preferences came from.
Thanks. Thanks, Dora Max.
No problem. I got you, boo. Amazing. Also, I love that you didn't use Ivan for the I.
Well, of course not. You already had an Ivan. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh God.
Not to mention we have Elena is
Francine.
Elena. Yes, Nemesis is Francine.
Okay, that's what I
Just,
thought.
just as Zoe is Maxine. And yes, there is an entry, there is a Charlie, and then there's an actual Charlie with his real name behind it, which is Jean. So, yes.
All right. Well, now everybody has their second name, so you're all still just not as important as I am. I have 5 names. Like, come on, get on my level.
But yes, it's the introductory tour for the new android, Andy.
Okay.
That'd be my third name.
Oh yeah, because you're already Nemesis. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns
Getting
out
close.
Nemesis is not my given name. Weird.
I know, right?
I don't believe you.
Although, where she grew up, it could possibly be.
Hmm. Well, I'm not telling.
As a GM, I eventually need to know. Just saying.
You actually probably should be able to see it. It's on my character sheet.
I probably
Grab my
should be able to
note.
see it. I think I have seen it. Alright, anything
Alright.
else that anybody wants to do or have me consider during our break?
Well, if the android notices they're working on things, at some point she would probably voice her concerns again when Jai inspects things.
Okay. We'll let you voice those concerns when we come back in 15 minutes. How's that sound?
So it works.
Sounds good.
No concerns.
Concern.
Alright, let's get back in. It sounds
Also-
like you guys have some long-term plans involving piracy and taking over the sector. That's fun.
That's absolutely what we're planning, and not at all a joke on my part.
Yeah, Jai sounded very serious. So is that, by the way, the armor 15 is without the regenerative armor.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Fleet Cruiser has armor 15, so.
Mhm.
But obviously, this is a unique ship.
Hmm.
Is there any precedent for this ship that anyone knows of?
I mean, we're kind of like mentally fucked up right now, so we don't know shit.
Yeah. Well, y'all seem to know some things. I don't know if Nemesis would have any precedent for hearing of a ship like. Of course, I'm not like a
Well, that's actually
only an enthusiast.
That's actually an interesting question. While we're fucking around here right now, Dex, can I roll a no check to know if there's any precedent for a ship like the Raza?
Sure, and I also wouldn't mind if Nemesis rolled administer int to see if she can remember anything from the various space MMOs she played.
Is
Primarily
there a
Delta
Raza?
Ray.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Please tell me there's a Raza in space MMOs. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh God.
Our ship is famous.
This is not a new scene yet, is it?
It's not a new scene yet.
Oh boy! Look at that 1 and 2, y'all.
In all
No.
fairness, the ship is famous.
Infamous. It's infamous.
Okay, we'll start with Nemesis. You know, there was some event about essentially a raid boss Raza, but it didn't last long. It didn't certainly didn't last long enough to spark her memory, and it wasn't in the game that she was playing in.
Yeah, it was probably undertuned.
It got some bad press for being in poor taste, considering that there were real people really dying from the Raza's attacks. They tried
that
to
sad.
capitalize on ongoing events, but it
hold on. Now here's the question though: was this like the whole thing where like the World Trade Center things, where the game like had like the World Trade Center get attacked, and then that actually happened while they were developing?
no. No, it was a raid boss enemy that was designed after the Raza had already started being a raid boss in real.
Okay.
Jai Rao. So you're trying to find if there's precedent for this kind of ship technology. Am I parsing that correctly?
Yeah, more or less.
Did I mischaracterize that? Do you want to correct me?
Well, no. I think it's basically. Do I remember anything about like ship technology or ships like the Raza? Based on my extremely and bizarrely good educational knowledge.
You had to write a paper on cruiser class ships at one point.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know, did he? He doesn't remember.
But
does he
I
remember
don't know.
anything
I apparently was studying the legends of space Atlantis, so I apparently have a pretty damn eclectic field of knowledge here.
What are you talking about? Space Atlantis 101 is like freshman courses. Everybody takes it.
Let me think on that for a moment. You guys roleplay while I'm thinking.
So,
All right, Dylan, get in the box.
Please roleplay without GM participation.
Nemesis wants to point out, it's like, hey, you don't have any weapons working on here?
Yeah.
We are peaceful.
Is that a great idea?
Do you happen to have several million credits worth of components on hand?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Well, then there you go.
Wow. That seems like a priority though, you know?
Acquiring several million credits worth of components?
And I'll be honest, I'm surprised by how banged up this thing from all the stories.
Is that really surprising? I mean, I'd think the opposite.
Well, it's been terrifying, but it's like, really, you get on here, it's like almost everything's busted.
Oh, blame the mechanic.
Isn't the mechanic now the captain, effectively?
Owner, operator, sugar baby,
We never actually voted on that. And
princess,
I believe as pirates, we're supposed to operate under some sort of
guideline.
democracy.
Okay, so I'll jump in here now. Jai Rao's memory is fuzzy. Probably has something to do with the fact that he lost all of his memories.
Yeah. That
but
tracks.
There's something familiar about a pre-tech cruiser, and one of the megacorps. Um, there was something in the news about some kind of discovery. Um, so it's either this ship or there's another pre-tech cruiser out there.
All right.
And I'll frame that a little bit better. The memories, or the what he can recall through his fragmented memories, is that something a few decades ago, this is old news, spurred an increased activity level of people searching the graveyard for any kind of ships that might still be functional. Kind of a sector-wide surge to try and find other ships that were still functional pre-tech.
And when you say the graveyard, was that in Gun?
The graveyard is in Shakul.
Shakul.
Sorry, the system is Muran.
Muran.
Um,
Okay, no, Gun just has a giant graveyard.
Yeah, Gun has a ship graveyard on one of the planets, whereas Muron has an entire system, a system-wide asteroid field, not just belt, just a whole asteroid field that is called the Graveyard.
Okay. Shoot. I always forget where our fucking sectors without number thing is. Hold on. Here we go.
It's in the
discussion.
It's also in the README. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's pinned in one of the channels.
Shakul. Where is that?
Sorry, Muron is the system. Look for the
Muron.
Mu, and it's
Oh,
actually
no, it's right next to Gun.
it's next to Gun. Yes.
Time for a salvaging party.
Yeah, I think well, we were going to go to Gun anyway, and I figure that might be a good place to pick up a captain. But I think Muron might be a good next stop after this. And after that, we need to head to March anyway, I think is the plan, so...
March?
Yeah.
I thought we were going to the prison planet.
I thought we were stopping by March first.
I don't want to.
That's... You know what?
Too bad.
That's fair, but it's also... do you have any... We don't have any good ideas for breaking into a fucking... ultra prison yet.
I don't know. You just pulled off a pretty successful heist. You guys are pretty
Yeah,
good.
but that's because everyone's
crappy.
fucking incompetent.
That was pretty crappy security.
Colin-
You know, March isn't the. You know, I didn't have a great time there, but I'm sure it'll be better with you.
Yeah.
Jaira would be interested in going back. I am 100% understanding of why Zoe would not.
I want to stay on the ship. Like I'm gonna take a vacation when you guys decide to go there.
Well, that's great. It's apparently a lovely vacation planet.
No, I mean me, Xander, is gonna go on vacation.
You're gonna do a staycation.
On the ship. I'm never leaving.
Oh, hey, you're the king, right? We've got your daughter on the ship.
Yeah.
What you just said? You can have
Try
it for
it.
1.5.
Try it. I'll get those sensors working and I'll shoot you from orbit. Remember, we're
With
going
what
to
guns?
we're going to gun first. We're gonna get those guns working.
We're all right.
Oh god. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I might
Oh.
actually let you cut up my face.
It's all I ever wanted.
I know.
Oh God.
Do not want to go to March.
And that's exactly why we should go, though.
Family reunions suck.
Oh, it's going to be so wonderfully awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But look on the bright side, we're going to the fucking graveyard first.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
And
Bright side.
look on the brighter side, Jai Rao might be a pile of ash by then anyway.
You know, you really know how to sell it. You really know how to sell it.
It is very bright on the planet. So
All right,
pretty much no matter what side you're on, it's bright.
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone here?
I believe so.
Andy, the android.
I believe, yeah, Amari had something that the android wanted to say.
Do y'all have?
Since I should still have the other android, and how does the other android respond to Andy? They're being told that androids on the ship are called Andy.
No, its designation is Switch. Come on.
Well, it
You're gonna get that one right.
sure. Well, let's put it like that. Android comes. I'm getting an echo here for some reason. Am I
It's
hearing
not on my end.
chat? From someone else? I don't know. I can't tell.
I think so.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, when you talk, you're the only one that lights up. So
Interesting. I think I see the problem.
technology, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, I switched up my arrangement because the new and improved lighting was plain hell on Chrome and Firefox. Well, it was a combination of things. With my new system and new graphics card, I have to have hardware acceleration off in whatever browser I'm streaming. Hardware acceleration is greatly required for the dynamic lighting. Firefox handles it just a little bit better, so I had to switch up my arrangement where I've got Firefox in that is streaming from instead of Chrome. All of this is to say that I used to have one of those tabs muted, and I forgot to mute one of them this time. And that's why I was getting double.
Gotcha.
I'll get that fixed. Or I'll confirm that that's fixed and all working out right after the session, Meowkin. That is entirely on me. I apologize for that.
Okay. Well, I mean, never mind. Carry
Yeah.
on.
So Android comes up to where the crew is discussing their plans. Are you guys in just a mess? Are you in the workshop? Where do you think you guys are?
I would be in the cargo bit because the workshop doesn't really work. So
Okay.
I assume we're putting this thing together in the cargo bay.
I mean,
Sure,
you just
sure.
don't have the tools and stuff in the workshop, but there's not much point to do it there. Yeah.
Okay. So not the cargo bay, but the cargo lighter bay.
Yeah. Where
Right.
we're gonna have to attach this thing.
Well, at least Zoe and Jai are there.
Actually, I just remembered something. We had a couple of vehicles we picked up on the initial planet we were on, didn't we?
Mhm.
Yep.
Are those not listed in our inventory?
They should be.
I
In the
don't recall
vehicle
seeing
bay?
any. There's
Uh,
vehicle salvage.
Vehicle bay. Is that under fittings?
Didn't we slaughter every part of every vehicle, so they are not really vehicles anymore?
No.
We kept a couple of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember which one I put it in.
Did you put in any of them?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in any of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been through all of them a couple times. I don't recall seeing anything like that.
That's kind of because we only did it in vehicle bay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's in one of the handouts.
Yeah.
Vehicle bay.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
don't see a
alright, no,
vehicle
I
base.
see
Yeah, that's not one of the
There we
under the fitting.
Uh,
Yeah, we can move that to to the inventory if that makes
Oh,
it
'cause
easier.
it's under set prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and fix the inventory up then.
Okay. And just as a note, when you guys are in any group editable handout, you should probably let others know just to make sure that nobody else is also editing it, because
They can fuck it up.
they just
Yeah.
overwrite.
Okay.
It doesn't even tell you, hey, somebody already edited this. Do you want to save it?
Oh. Oh, I see. You'll have a vehicle named Charlie.
Oh, we also have 2 crew members named Charlie.
Excellent. I have become the village 2-wheel device.
No, no,
No wheels.
no. That is yeah, no, that is Charlie. Yep.
Yeah, the hover cycle. Yeah.
Yep.
That's my personal hover cycle. You are not allowed on it.
Charlie can't
It's
ride
not-
Charlie.
Finish that sentence, Jai.
It's not your personal hover cycle.
Fuck you, it is. Which of us has watched all of the hover cycle race videos that we have?
You forced me to
Okay.
sit through those.
Yeah, okay, so
And now
technically we
that
both
is
have.
inventory that makes sense in the inventory now. Wow.
That is my hover
But
cycle.
what's the deal with the martial arts videos?
I thought that it was funny at the time because
Huh.
we were having an argument about whether we could actually have martial arts in the game.
Oh.
But then the person who really wanted them never showed up for any games, so you know, whatever. Stop being it's funny.
Nice.
Well,
Making the GM do work for nothing. That's okay. The GM is used to it.
that reminds me. Did he decide not to play?
I haven't heard from him. I last sent a message telling him that I'm removing him from the regular crew, and I'm gonna fill that spot because we hadn't had sufficient enough communication for me to continue holding that spot open.
Okay.
And then we've got Nox, who has attended every session so far since joining the game, even though he
Yay.
knew he wasn't even going to be able to play that first one. So I'm quite happy with that decision.
Yeah,
enough.
I feel like yeah, the right decision was made there.
Yeah. When I tell someone, hey, I need more communication, and I get no more communication, I think it's fair writing that off.
In any case, we have the box. We have suits. One of them a Tsoo suit.
Yes. Before we get to that, I do need to let Android have the scene, because I want to have the scene. And so right now, Jai and Zoe are at the cargo lighter bay discussing the specifics of, him being in the container, describing, what little features there are, whatever it is that the two of you would be going over. Who else is there?
Some of the NPCs probably, because they were
Okay.
helping the container.
Any of the player characters?
I think
I'm over there.
Nemesis is probably staying on the bridge, familiarizing yourself with all the ship controls and all that. If the
Okay.
party's, if Walter doesn't freak out. If Walter
it
freaks
would
out.
it would depend how much time has passed since I've started to fill out my papers and they've started their preparations.
It's been about 3 hours.
Yeah, I'd assume in the time Walter would have finished the files and then also joined to keep an eye on everyone.
Okay, so Walter is also at the cargo lighter bay. Charlie being included in the NPCs, kind of, sort of, right now. Charlie's there. Sound right?
Yep.
Okay. I think the only one that isn't here when Android comes up with Switch is Nemesis. Then.
Can Nemesis be listening in over the intercom system, or is it not support?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
may I correct myself? There was one thing I wanted to do when I can make sure that everyone's busy. I'd like to go to the crew quarters when nobody's there and search the luggage of Charlie, since I have
Oh my god.
Oh,
the no
oh.
information of him so far.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Apparently someone hasn't been taking their medication.
Well, Knox, is Charlie's gear locked up? Does he have not necessarily traps, but does he have countermeasures? Considering that he is a little bit more on the sneak
Walters.
enabled side.
Actually, no. There's pretty much no security on it at all. If you'd opened up my chest, you see that all of my things are bound kind of as tightly as possible, but there's no real security on it, and you can kind of untie it, and it just kind of rolls out to reveal my belongings.
Besides of clothes and maybe some tools.
You
what
hear
would I
a
find?
faint beeping noise.
Yeah, would I find anything interesting in there? Besides of clothes and tools?
No, it's actually just like trade stuff and some spare rations.
Nothing personal, no notes, no.
What underwear does he wear?
A distinct lack of anything personal.
Oh, going commando, eh?
Alright.
Guys, let me know if I need to, curtain this. Put it behind the curtains.
Yeah, it makes you even more suspicious. And I say it quietly, and then I go to the cargo bay and keep on watching you.
Okay.
Let's ask
That's
him
it.
out. God.
Like the sexual tension. God,
All right.
this
Back
this is worse than Captain and Number 2.
All right, back to the cargo
you
lighter
may
bay.
be my number. Yes, you may be my number 2, but you'll always be number 1 in my heart.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Right.
We were all thinking it. Amazing.
Sorry for the the delay there, Nick. So Android walks up with Switch. I believe what was said was, "Hi Andy," and Nick or Myri wanted to know if Switch responded to that.
Yes.
Switch does. Switch looks at Zoe and asks, "Am I expected to respond to Andy?"
No, your name is Switch.
Acknowledged.
Well,
There's an
thank you,
awkward
Android.
silence.
So
What else
Zoe
happens?
looks to switch. Looks straight ahead.
The awkward silence continues. Two androids standing there looking at you.
Android, was there something you wanted?
Wanted? No, but there is a flaw in your plan.
Just one? Oh man, we're doing better than usual.
Yeah, which one are you talking about in particular?
The last time you were exposed to the Tsoo, most of you reacted fairly badly.
Oh,
And
that
that
one
was not
in
even the most severe
particular.
reaction. So,
Yes.
if you continue with this plan, if there is a reaction, you will be unrecoverable.
I had considered that.
Hey, I'm looking at Andy and I say, hey, do you fit in a mining suit?
Well, of course.
Sounds
We
like we
do.
got us a volunteer.
We do have a spare one.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure 3 people. If we can fit 2 people in this box, we can fit 3.
That's exactly how dimensions work.
Yep.
That still does not solve the problem of recovery.
Well, I mean, you won't be affected, right?
I would not be affected.
And you,
But if
you
I'm-
can lift heavy loads.
Yes, I can.
I fail to see the flaw in my plan. Obviously
Very well.
flawless.
I take the load. I take it into the container. What then?
And we come pick you up.
You are a fleshy pilot.
Yeah.
Can't you direct the cargo lighter to pick us up?
No.
Not without heavy modifications.
Oh right.
And I'm not
like
gonna be
to-
sticking around, right? Like the flaw in your plan here is that I'm not gonna still be there. I'm dropping you off and leaving.
I believe they'd need to be viewing the Tsoo for them to. Well, I'm not actually sure, but I believe they'd need to be viewing the Tsoo for them to have a large mental effect on them.
But I'll tell you what, I'll bring another person with me so they can, we can watch each other's backs.
Couldn't we have Switch fly it down?
Switch is not entirely updated on skill stuff.
How difficult do we expect it to be to fly the cargo lighter?
I'm sorry. Did you buy one of the older generation models?
No, she's up to date. She just I didn't have enough money to buy the skill packages. It's fine. Those are all rip-offs anyway. I mean, I'll figure something out. We'll get one off the black market. It's fine.
You're just going to end up downloading malware into her, aren't you?
Yep.
Right.
What would pop-up ads would look like?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh, that wasn't a real question for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, dear engineers. Can't you just use a rope and a cord, so in case someone gets knocked out on the surface, you roll him back to the cargo lighter?
to the Raza in orbit.
Yeah, we'll just use some rope and some pulleys to make a space elevator. It's fine.
Hey, I am not an engineer. It's just an idea. I tried
He
to
doesn't know
contribute.
how fire works.
Unfortunately, Zoe has used all the titanium and tungsten that you have for fastening the cargo container and can't make a chain that can withstand the heat.
Yeah.
Not one long enough to reach orbit anyway.
Yeah, let's just build an impromptu space elevator, y'all.
Fun.
As I said, it shouldn't reach the Raza, but the cargo lighter would be enough. So when you explode the surface and get unconscious, the lighter could pull you out. So you don't need anyone who's looking for you.
The lighter is not hanging around on the surface.
Yeah, I believe we're just walking back to our
I think-
increasingly tiny seeming box.
So Del and Ray, I think if the Tsoo can't shield him, I think it's a suicide mission for him, but he is perfectly okay with that. Whereas Jai has 6. I mean, how long do we know how long the ceramic suit's expected to last? I'm assuming it should last for the air support.
Yeah, Zoe, not Zoe. I believe it was Jai that was able to confirm that it should last a good 6 hours.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, we can pick you up after a couple hours. I mean, if Della and Ray doesn't live, that's but there's plenty of room that we just pick you up like in 2 hours. Worst case, you're gonna be bored for an hour as things sit and pan out, and Della and Ray's dead. And you're just standing there in his body. I mean, it's grim, but
Well, I mean, I won't be standing near his body at that point.
I mean, unfortunately, his survival is not, guaranteed on this mission.
I would I would
It's
like
not,
to
it's not a
reiterate.
high priority.
I would like to reiterate that this plan very likely involves taking off the suit while I'm down there.
Right. So
Yeah.
you may not be returning, but your priority, your safety is a higher priority than Dylan, right?
So
But you
here's
also have a much wider margin of error for us to retrieve you.
here's the plan as I understand it. I drop you guys off. I go up into high orbit or higher altitudes so I don't fucking melt, and I come back like 10 minutes to spare, and you guys either get in or don't. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
broadly correct.
Okay, let's do it.
But do we
Sounds
have?
like
Would you even have time to lift off and return for Dylan?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, because
how-
it lasts for half an hour, and it only takes 15 minutes to get down from orbit. So.
And I will also point out that you did reinforce the cargo container specifically so that it can withstand it won't last hours and hours, but it's going to last longer than the miner suit will.
Yeah.
So once
Okay.
they're done with what they're trying to do out there, they can get in that, seal it up, and then wait.
Oh, so I am leaving the cargo container now. I thought I was taking it with me.
My understanding was that when you modified the cargo container, maybe I did misunderstand.
I guess you might as well. I guess there's not really a reason not to leave. I don't know if there's really a reason to leave it there. I suppose.
Well,
Yeah.
you'd probably want to leave it because if it's 15 minutes to get down, 15 minutes to get back up, there's 30 minutes of time on there. We'd probably want to wait until you're back in orbit to actually leave the cargo container.
There's also the chance cargo container could give some more time for Dylan Ray's suit to survive. It might extend the lifetime of that if he's able to remember.
Right. I'd say leave it down there, and then we'll exit the cargo container once you're back up in orbit. That'll give us a few more minutes to work with.
Sure. I'll try and find something sturdy to put you on so you guys don't sink in.
All right. And that's a second thing. Nemesis, were you able to identify any locations of Tsoo activity?
There's a weird pattern with the heat on the planet, but I can't pick out anything soon. Like I'll point out the like I said, it's kind of like hot spots with like trailing lines between them of heat on the heat map.
Hey, I have a quick question, Dex. Does the picture that Nemesis came up with look anything like the Tsoo dance art stuff that we have? Like, does it make it look like the whole planet's a Tsoo?
Well, hold on. I think you're assuming a lot here.
Assuming.
Yep. Yep, I'm assuming a lot.
Yep.
But look, I mean, if we're gonna believe this guy that, talking to the Tsoo is easy, we should also believe him on the stuff about, like, the whole planet's actually a Tsoo.
Now, hold on. Was that Dylan Ray or was that Ed?
I'm pretty sure that was Dylan Ray.
Also, how do you
that
spell
was Ed.
Dylan
Dex,
Ray?
could you? That was Dylan Ray.
No, that was Ed.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I believe. All right, let's just ignore that. Ed is a wonderful budding sci-fi writer.
It's a nice way of putting it.
How do you spell Dylan Ray, by the way? Because I put his name on my plans, and then I realized I don't know how to.
It's spelled Dylan, and then Ray.
R-A-Y or R-E?
R-A-Y.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to be funny, but I realized that you're right. It's not quite as. All right, so this is what I was. Oh, it's a WebP. It should still work. Yes, that is what I was referring to.
Ah. Yeah,
that
gotcha.
is essentially what the temperature gradients look like on SOS.
Like neurons.
It does look a little bit like neurons.
Jai.
Yeah.
Jai, you're the medical expert, aren't you? You should probably
Yes.
recognize that.
That does actually look a bit familiar.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Which is kind of funny because that is actually what the universe at large looks like.
Macro
I
and
really
micro.
think, doesn't it?
Is the universe just a big brain?
But no, actual neural networks do look different from that.
Yeah.
It does. I can see how it's reminiscent.
It's similar, but not exact.
Okay, so in actuality, it is not supposed to resemble neurons.
No.
Okay.
It was a good guess.
I mean, that still seems significant because I feel like that doesn't make sense for a heat map of a burning planet like this, right?
No.
I mean,
No,
even if
it
it is
super
just
doesn't.
Only if the heat's natural would it not make sense.
And
'Cause it-
my guess is we'd probably actually, are there any major electrical storms going down right now?
Major, as in sufficient to have triggered some kind of additional information when Nemesis was doing this a few hours ago? No.
I think
Are there any notable electrical storms going on near one of these? I guess I'll call them nexuses.
that is a one of the specific questions with sender scans. By the way, are there any unusual planetary weather patterns? I would assume that classifies. I guess for atmospheric hazards.
If you want to go back to the scanner, I don't mind you asking just some general scanner questions.
All right.
So yeah, come up with a list to prioritize them, and I'll try to derive that from the scanner data.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, your earlier check was essentially to try and get the answer to where you should land. These scan questions will just get you more information so that you can guess where you should land.
All right. Nemesis, could you please check for any, I guess, electrical storms?
Or mountains that look like cabbage patches.
No, don't. We find plenty of those already. We don't need to find more.
I don't know. Oh, it's been doing us pretty well so far.
All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and check that.
The Cabbage Mountain or the electrical storms?
The electrical storms.
Dang it.
I don't expect to find cabbage. Anything special on that? I guess it's just straight 2d6, right?
Yeah, it's just a normal programming check.
Jesus Christ,
Why are you so bad at
I have
this?
rolled so many dice.
We are in a new scene if you want to use that. However,
Yes!
I will tell you that this scene will extend through to the drop and
Just look,
I think
redo it.
Yeah, I want to read. I'm definitely gonna redo it.
Okay.
Because honestly, oh my God!
Perhaps someone more competent should choose the scanners?
You know what? Jai is just going
It's a new system. I'm figuring it out.
Jai is just turning around and walking away again.
It's like, yeah, I can't really tell. It's all fuzzy.
Yeah, and to take the failure away from the character, the Sos is a very extreme and unusual planet. This isn't just Nemesis can't make anything out. This is Nemesis and anybody else who is looking at it can't make anything out of this, no matter which dials you twist, which data you try to isolate. There's just nothing of any useful information coming out of the sensor scans.
All right. For the future decks, are there any foci that boost scanner abilities? And if so, you should make. And if not, that you should make one.
All right, I will note
Specialist
that
program.
there's a request for scanner specific. I'm actually kind of curious
Scout or something like that.
how many program specific there are already, because that's where I've been. Oh, there's only one for program. Yeah, absolutely. I already want to create at least one more for each skill. So,
All right.
okay. Yeah, scanner focus. Do you think that that would be a good focus for a focus that gives you plus program?
Could be something
or
for,
just like I guess comms focus. I think comms is still
yeah,
a scanner
like comp
thing.
stations if you need it more general.
Okay, I'll think on that. I'm willing to receive any advice or opinions or suggestions you have, but I'll
I
think
mean,
about
it's
it.
just very
it's any
clear that it'd be useful.
If it's any consolation, I was about to. I almost took specialist programmer, but I still think I would have felt all of those.
I mean, yeah.
Jesus. Zoe turns to Switch and asks, "Hey, do you understand the primary language of sensor banks?"
Well, Switch is a VI, so it's not going to just be a logical programmatic. What do you mean? So Switch takes a moment to process what it is that you're asking, and replies, "I'm skilled in all functions of the ship."
Sick. I don't actually have a follow up for that. That was just a joke.
All right.
By the way, Nemesis hearing the joke, I was like, y'all come and try to make sense out of this.
Nope.
Crazy down there.
Tried it, didn't like it. That's why we hired you. It's your problem now.
Oh, God.
Perhaps it would be more efficient if the androids were running the entire ship.
All right. I think Android or Andy may need a memory wipe again. But more importantly, let's aim for a location near one of those, I guess, nexuses of heat. I feel like those might be more promising.
Maybe we should just wait and try again, gather more data and form a more complete, instead of just throwing dart at a dartboard.
I'm also going to put some information that I had previously said, but it passed by real quickly.
What's up?
Basically, suit temperature tolerance for the minor suit is 5 minutes at the highest range of temperature and 30 minutes at the lower range.
All right, that's a good point.
Do you need me to write that down?
No, that's
I
fine.
mean, it would be helpful if you did.
The city gets the Tsoo that show up, and they are in a colder temperature area, so it's not that. So clearly they're not solely in the high temperatures, right?
Um,
Because I think I remember asking you said they weren't near, like one of those hot spots was not especially near the city.
no. However,
You know what? I actually have a much better idea for this.
let me
Sorry,
pause
go ahead
you.
and Fissure.
Pause you real quick there, Lulu.
Yeah.
I suppose it is relevant information to tell you that. Actually, Nemesis, make me a no intelligence skill check. If you have a
Sure.
minus to no, then just make it an intelligence check with no penalty.
Okay, it is just an intelligence.
Okay.
Wait, how do I do an intelligence check straight up?
There is no way to do it. Just do a no with
Here,
+1 bonus to offset.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 5, y'all.
The lines that you saw, the filaments, so to speak, they're different from scanning it now and looking at the data now than they were 3 hours ago. Those filaments are moving. Hot and cold spots are not stationary.
Undulating
Huh.
or dancing?
Mm. All right.
Ever watched Riddick?
Oh my god,
How
wait,
they
you
ran
guys.
from the sun?
While y'all are doing those hmms, my cat's over here snoring, and she just snored at the right time, and it sounded like a hmm.
Nice.
Right. I'm going to call Dylan Ray in.
Okay. He takes a little while to get there, but he arrives.
Okay. Dylan.
That's it.
We're preparing to meet the Tsoo, and we've been trying to find a good place to land, but we're having some difficulty judging based on our scans. I was hoping that you might be able to provide more insight.
Oh, just look for the signal.
The signal?
Yeah.
You're pronouncing it wrong. The signal. Man, I really had to work for that one. All right.
Hey, does Walter still have his cane and or pipe?
I'm sorry, what?
He wants to throw the pipe at me. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
he he expands a little bit because he's not, you know, fucked up stoned, and calls back to some of his notes on interpreting the Sioux dance, the rhythm, the as some kind of signals, and says that yeah, while that may be more difficult from a spaceship here from above them, he clearly doesn't have a clear idea of just how far away you are, but he says that you could probably still look out the window and try to interpret them. I will give you guys mechanically. I had already given you guys a +1 on you know, related checks if you referenced Dylan Ray's research.
Mm-hmm.
Having recalled that Dylan Ray had research, or him mentioning it, if you want, I would let you convert that into a reroll.
Hey, Dex.
Uh-huh.
If I wanted to locate the Sioux for, you know, trading purposes,
No.
would that allow me to do a 3d6 drop the lowest?
No.
I don't want to. I just want to trade them, you know, my memories back for whatever they need.
Yeah, the answer is still no.
Damn it! I tried,
now-
guys.
Now he said, we might be able to look out the window and interpret it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I assume the sensors is probably good enough too, but
No, I'm just wondering, could I actually just look out with my bare eyes and like give it a good no to try to interpret what I'm seeing?
No, you can't.
It was worth asking.
Uh-huh.
Christ. And this scene's going to extend all the way through other stuff.
This would be a free reroll. It wouldn't use any of your expert rerolls,
Okay.
and it can still be used even if you've already used your expert reroll. This is basically just a it's a look. You've got more information accessible to you. You can use it.
All right. Fucking hell. Should I actually make the roll then, or
No,
do you want?
it can be made by whoever you want. It's just you're using this to assist in trying to figure out where you want to go.
All right.
it's like we
And,
should ask Dylan Ray to interpret the dance for us. But then again, maybe that's part of the test is to interpret ourselves.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. What would you want us to roll for it? Program again?
Yeah, it's just going to be your normal sensor check. It's essentially giving you a redo on your sensor check because you have new and relevantly helpful information.
Okay, yeah. So basically, basically run it through the results and it through a different algorithm, essentially based on that information.
Yeah, you could also consider it like mechanically as if a day has passed.
All right.
All right. So you want me to roll that?
Now, which question were you asking again?
I think the ultimate question. The ultimate question is where where the Tsoo are.
Where we can land a meet with them.
Yeah, so the one that seemed most relevant to me initially when I first looked at the list was, are there any hidden or low tech communities? But there was also are there any unusual planetary weather patterns was the one that I was scanning for the electrical storm.
All right, I'll kind of give you a combination of the both on that.
Okay. All right. Do I still get the +1, or is it just the kind of just reroll?
This is it's been converted into a reroll.
Okay. Well, here we go.
Hamana.
Hey!
Yay! We did it!
There's still a 3 in there, but you know what? I got a 5.
With the additional information from Dylan Ray's research, parsing out the nonsensical stuff, as well as some of the metaphysical stuff, yes, Nemesis is able to have the computer develop an algorithm that it kind of links points of unusual weather that are within the filaments. It's filtering out some of the planetary noise to show what looks like highly mobile dots, essentially points of data within those filaments, and as those points of data move, that causes the filaments to detach or to shift along with those movements. Those movements don't look like they follow any weather patterns. You can, in fact, that's probably how you're actually extracting this information, is filtering out expected weather patterns for the variations in the heat down there.
That sounds awesome.
These look like conscious movements.
All right. Do we have a candidate location where it seems like they gather or anything?
There's no candidate location where it seems like they gather, but
Maybe you could maybe just land in between one of those filaments.
yeah, your cargo lighter pilot, or launching the cargo lighter, you should be able to make a calculation to get yourself either on a nexus or close to a nexus, or straight out in the middle of where you expect there to not be any of those filaments if you're looking for the longer duration stay.
All right, because the filaments would also be essentially heated.
Yes, the filaments are the higher temperature.
Would it be possible to plot a landing because these things are like moving and shifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could we plan to be where one is moving towards?
Yeah, absolutely. Your
make sense to
computer
y'all?
will start tracking now that you've unlocked this achievement. Your computer will start tracking the movement data of these points of data, the movements of this point of data, and will try and navigate a landing point based on where exactly you want to land.
All right, I guess ultimately it's up to y'all where you want to land. Particularly Jai.
All right.
But that was my thought, is somewhere where one is moving towards.
No, I think you have the right of it. We'll plan to land there then.
So it'll be cooler when you get there, and presumably it'll be heating up while you're there. But hopefully the Tsoo would be showing up on the leading edge, maybe if they.
Right.
That is quite the assumption.
Dear.
I have a feeling that some of you can't wait to get off this planet.
Oh
The
yeah.
planet of the puns.
Well, they're all going to be like that, but this one's particularly bad.
I would agree. This one is so bad.
All right. Let's. All right,
That or it's horrible.
Dylan. Possibly Android. Let's get ready and head down.
Okay.
Before actually going, I'd like to take Jay to the side, and so nobody else could hear us, and tell him, hey, so preparations done, and you're on your way down.
That is the idea. Yes.
And now listen, you know Dylan, he's not that stable, even less stable than I am. And
An
you know,
accomplishment. Yes.
it's dangerous down there, and in case he would get lost, we would have to supply one less person on our ship, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
So are you encouraging me to die?
No, he's encouraging you to
I
leave.
just tell you, you have a thermal pistol built in, and in case he wouldn't come back, it would be beneficial. Maybe.
All right, I'm
but
walking
not
away.
Come on, you're a logical person. I know you think about it.
Oh my god.
I'll consider it. I'm not going to consider it.
I didn't quite pick up what he was implying.
He's saying that you should leave Dylan Ray behind because he's a useless piece of shit.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Wait, on the planet or on the ship?
On the planet.
Well, that's why. I mean, I was already saying his survival is very low priority for him.
I mean,
Well, in this
that's
case, it was low priority to kill him.
yeah, the priority's got a little
Basically, get
But-
rid of him no matter what happens.
See, that seems a little harsh and unnecessary.
I think that's why he pulled Jai aside so nobody
Yeah.
else would hear.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, Nemesis is not aware of that conversation.
Okay,
Yeah.
Of course,
so
because she's next.
so the GM knows. It is Zoe piloting the cargo cab.
Yep.
Zoe is going to detach.
I'm gonna take because the cab can hold 2 people, right?
The cab can hold 2 people.
I'm gonna take Charlie with me.
Okay. So Zoe and Charlie are dropping down onto the planet in the cargo lighter cab. They're going to detach the cab, or detach the lighter, and then launch back up into upper atmosphere and kind of just
Mhm.
hold there where you're safe from the heat.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like essentially once they get to that height, they'll basically be immediately returning. But the main point is to minimize the heat exposure.
Yeah.
Unless you guys don't want to return until there's no chance of Dylan Ray survival without the suit.
After that, or while she's ascending back out of the most extreme of the heat, we've got Dylan Ray and Android in a miner suit and Jai in the Tsoo suit, right?
Correct.
You guys are
Wait,
going
what?
to.
Yes. That sounds right. Yeah.
Did Android not know that she was going down?
She definitely did not. It was briefly mentioned that's a possibility, and she said, "What's the point?" Because if the pilot of the cargo lighter, being a fleshy being, is disabled by a psychic event,
It's
there
not gonna
is
happen.
still
I
bigger.
thought that's what Charlie. Yeah, I thought that was what Charlie. That Zoe was thinking Charlie.
Yep.
Well, I mean, did the last psychic event last for 6 hours?
It did not.
All right. So basically, the point would be.
Well, it
there-
did
Well, the
knock
problem
our
is that the
resident
cargo-
psychic out, so to speak.
It doesn't need to last for 6 hours. It only needs to last for half an hour.
Or
Well, for Dylan, right.
or 10 seconds for the cargo lighter to go down,
Well, it
and
doesn't.
then burn.
Basically, if it happens and we're both disabled, Dylan Ray will die, but she'll be able to pull Jai back to safety because he's in the Tsoo suit and can last 6 hours down on the surface.
Okay.
And the cargo lighter would be able to just keep being the cargo lighter until things happen, basically.
Mm-hmm. You're not entirely certain how long the cargo lighter will stand being on the surface, but it's definitely more than 30 minutes. You can probably estimate at least 3 hours. So the cargo lighter itself has some extended time built into it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. So,
Yeah, that's better.
all right. So, do we want to send? I guess do we want to send the android or not?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
All right. Are you fine? Are you okay with being sent down there?
Of course.
Okay.
All right.
Continuing on, those three will exit the cargo container and in some way attempt to make contact with the Tsoo, or just start removing your suits and see what happens. You know, whichever way you guys go.
Trip.
It's getting hot
Drip.
in here.
It's getting hot in here. And then, do you have a preset time or some kind of signal to tell the cargo lighter to come back down, or is it just hopping back out of atmosphere and then hovering for a few seconds and coming back down?
Yeah, I think the plan is we're gonna go up once we reach the timing wise. They're gonna go out and we're gonna come right back. So that after what, like 15 minutes or whatever, however long it takes us to get back there, which I'm sure we could have timed out, but I'm not sure if we have yet. That's when
Well, it'll be
we
15 minutes up, 15 minutes down if you're just going like back to orbit kind of deal.
yeah.
Like, it could be if it's we could just I don't know if the temperature I would assume drops pretty significantly before you reach orbit, right? So like we could probably go to it. You could probably cut that
Mhm.
much shorter, like I don't know, 5 minutes.
So I'll put some numbers to this. This is a larger planet, so the cargo lighter is going to take a half hour to get down safely. Once it's down, you'll need to ascend to about for about 20 minutes, which is where the cargo lighter can essentially hover, orbit.
Yeah, indefinitely, essentially, right?
Yeah, at 20 minutes the cargo cab, sorry, can hover indefinitely, and you can pick and choose your time to go back down.
We probably don't need it to do indefinitely either, so we could do 10 minutes up, right? It is if we have 3 hours on the surface with it, right? Obviously, we don't want to damage it if we don't have to, but
You've got 3 hours on the surface with the container. The cargo lighter can't take 3 hours on the surface.
oh,
the-
okay,
sorry, the
okay,
cargo
sorry,
cab
I
cannot.
misunderstood that. I missed that earlier.
Yeah, Zoe has protected the container, but the cab is still vulnerable.
Quick question: if she optimizes the orbit a little bit, how fast can the ship get down there?
The ship could probably. You know what? Give me an interlink roll. Interlink intelligence.
Oh, I see. So like, get the move the ship lower so it could rest on the ship, or even just reduce the journey.
I'm talking about the freaking ship landing.
Oh,
Basically talking about changing the entire plan. But yeah, go ahead.
Plan schman.
All right. Let's stick with what we've got, I think, and then
That's okay.
I just want to give Android the answer.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. I mean, the Nemesis won't be happy about it though after spending this time putting down the plan on paper.
Nick, yeah, the Android thinks that if you pull some impressive in atmosphere aerial piloting, you could probably land this ship in 5 minutes. You will set off every single starport alert possible. But if you're on the other side of the planet, they probably can't respond.
You're probably also gonna fry whatever's on the inside of whatever door you open.
Yeah,
But this has airlock.
there is still that.
Possibly also the external sensors.
Yep, probably. It would be very damaging to the ship to land that quickly. You could land slower, and pretty much any time between 5 minutes and 30 minutes, and suffer less external damage. But no matter what you do, opening any external port is going to fry whatever the next internal room is.
That's not going to be a problem because it's a dual door airlock. So,
Well, I mean, it's still kind of a problem. It's still damaging the ship, but yeah, not killing everyone on board.
Yeah, it won't.
Oh,
It
that's gonna
definitely
be-
won't kill everyone on the board. It
So-
just makes that airlock unusable until you can repair it.
Is the Raza gonna be more resilient than the cargo lighter? In which case, could we do like a midway thing, where you start the Raza at like a midway elevation, so it's a shorter
Well,
journey?
I mean, keep in mind we're like, if we're still setting off all the alarms just to bring the Raza down here when we wouldn't with the cargo lighter, that's other problems.
Hey, thank you for the follow there. Yeah,
Somebody watching us?
somebody's watching us.
I can't-
some people.
The train of thought was Zoe has figured out that the cargo lighter cab is not going to crumple and die with the kind of bounce down, bounce up, bounce back down, pick up, and then bounce up. It puts you guys at a certain amount of risk, but she's calculated out that unless some thermal coupler fails unexpectedly, as long as every component works as it's supposed to, then the cargo lighter will just need some brushing up, some repairs done to it. Bringing the Raza down itself is also an option. It will withstand this atmosphere better than your cargo lighter cab. But that's only the external part of it. Anything you open up is subject to up to 1700 degrees Celsius of burning, death, and destruction.
And again, it's the Raza is going to trip a lot of alarms that the cargo lighter wouldn't.
It will.
So I personally am inclined towards the cargo lighter in this case.
We are past 3 o'clock, but I'd like you guys to decide quickly if you can. If you're going to go with the plan as stated with the cargo lighter, or if you want to at least revisit and explore alternative options with the ship.
The Android hasn't mentioned anything about the ship in quite a while, though.
Okay.
I
This
can
is
point
out of character.
That
Then.
out. That was.
I
That
mean,
was-
regardless,
I mean, it was mentioned in the very early phases, and then everyone just glossed over that. But she hasn't mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm asking you guys
So I think
to make that decision out of character, not in character, but
Yeah.
out of character, so
Well,
that.
I am all for the plan that Nemesis has been writing up this whole time.
I'm essentially asking you guys to make it a little bit easier on me, so that I know exactly what to prep.
All right, out of character. If something goes wrong, the ship is coming down.
Okay. I will.
Yeah, that could be a backup plan. Yes.
Ship may come down. Got it.
I can include that as a not an alternative, but a
Contingency.
contingency. Yes, contingency is part of my plan.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Then
Well. Has anyone told Nemesis that the bot can fly the damn ship, or is flying the damn ship?
I feel like
Nah.
that would have been expressed at some point.
I mean, I guess. I mean, if you don't want the bonus from my planet, that's fine. You can keep that to yourself. Like, I don't know. Would you is that just your android's personal contingency?
No, I'm just saying the Android has spent a lot of foci to actually make that sort of thing hidden. That's what I'm asking.
Ah, Okay. So if you
Because
don't
that's
want
the
that
specific
to be
focus.
known, then it's
Yeah,
not.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. If it's, I'm totally cool with that. But it basically, if it's not part of my plan, then it's not gonna be able to get any bonus related. But that is fine by me.
Okay. So no contingency included with Nemesis's plan.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is fine by me. I'm staying on the Raza.
Yes.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for the session. Let's go ahead and call it a game there.